to Shenanigoons, the Book of Fables, that kinda sorta fairy tale RPG where you contribute to the chaos. And thank you for the subscription or the renewal or whatever that was. You are delightful. Uh, some D&D with our wonderful players. Hello, players. How are you all
Hello.
today?
So good.
Pretty good. A little tired, but you know.
Well, let's try to wake you up a little bit with a bit of with a bit of story time. So, story time. We're part of a network. This is not a story. We're part of Nerdsmith Network. You can find out more about us at nerdsmith.org. We are one of many groups of nerdy people. We kind of flutter around. We're a bit like the kids who float around the different tables at the lunchroom. We have a lot of friends that we make content with. You can find podcasts and live streams that we do, as I said, at nerdsmith.org. If you like what you're watching today, or you have been watching, maybe you're a returning viewer. If so, welcome. But if you like what you're watching, you can join us as a patron. You can help support us, keep the lights on, help us be able to pay artists and performers, and just in general help us keep doing what we're doing. We are so grateful to all of our patrons who get access to cool bonus content, of which you'll get a nice little fun preview of one tonight. But I have been working in the fantasy map mines lately, and there are a number of really kick-ass things that I'm finishing up. Add some context to our world, aka I have maps that are going to come out. You'll get to see one on stream tonight, but there will be a few released over this month, and you'll be able to get the 4K versions, the high-res versions of those maps, if you become one of our patrons. It's one of our digital bonus content things that I'll be releasing this month, including a map of Cronus. There may be more than one in the future. A map of the world we operate in, the world of Vale, and
we've got a new subscriber.
Thank you for the subscription, Aurora. And we will, and yeah, so there'll be a bunch of really kick-ass Patreon perks this month, as well as some stuff we'll be announcing in the coming months, some cool stuff from us here at Nerdsmith. Yeah, so that's our deal. We're here every Tuesday night. Next, we are also here because of the tremendously gracious support of some really kick-ass people, our sponsors. We are sponsored by, first and foremost, Eldritch Foundry. You can see our pictures of our characters in for each of our players. We made those in Eldritch Foundry, which is a really lovely fantasy miniature designer. You can find them at the link we put in chat. If you use that link, you're basically telling them that we sent you. And if you decide you want to buy something from that link, if you want to buy something you've designed, get something 3D printed, that also helps support the network. So you're doing a little bit and getting a really kick-ass fantasy miniature. They have some really beautiful, they have a really fun collection of the different types of folk you can get, different ancestries, including Faebles, which you can see with our beloved Harland. I'm a big fan of the Faebles design on the site. And we are also supported by World ANVIL. World ANVIL is an incredible campaign management and world building software. You can find them at worldanvil.com. You basically make a repository of knowledge, a wiki for your RPG campaigns, your novels, your text RP, anything that you want to build a world for. You can make maps, articles, timelines, hierarchies, organizations, and family trees, all sorts of things that just help you put everything together in one place for your players or readers, or just for your fellow creators. World Anvil has a really amazing community of people who have some really fascinating worlds that they've been working on for years now. There is just there's so much to find. And not only that, but World Anvil itself is a really great source of knowledge. They do a lot of tutorial videos and live streams that teach you how to use World Anvil or teach you how to think about your world building or your game running. So there's a lot of really cool resources that they just are constantly putting out for their community as well. So they are well worth taking a look. You can try them out for free. They have all the basic functionality for free to sign up. But if you want to get some really amazing customization features and get sneak peeks at the new stuff as it comes out and get some really cool premium features, you can get those by becoming a guild member at World Anvil. And it is absolutely worth checking out. And that is our 1 and 2 and 3. We are also sponsored by Die Hard Dice, and our friend Tessa would like to. Do you have an update on the loathsome creature that stole our sponsored dice for this month?
Darn Robert. That darn Robert.
Robert.
Because of your diligence last week, dear viewers, we were able to recover the D4 from our set. But
Here, huzzah!
He has now sent us another clue, which I have posted on the screen for everybody. It's in some sort of code, and I have no idea what we're supposed to do with this. I assume if we solve the code that we will be able to locate some more of this dice. I will say I was able to translate just the first line. So for you watching, just the first line I was able to translate, which is Sphinx of Black Quartz, judge my vow. But everything else, forget it. I have no idea.
Can't imagine.
No idea. So, if you guys can take it from there, I hope. I have had one person from our Twitter who has DM'd me the solution thus far.
Ooh.
But I will not.
So yeah, go.
So.
Please help us defeat Robert.
Please help us defeat Robert. And if you help us defeat Robert, you get a chance to win this set of dice once we have defeated him. So, alrighty. If you would like more information, feel free to DM me on Twitter or on Discord or whatever, and I will, if you need updates of these clues a little closer, let me know and I'll make sure you get them. And if you require alt text for them, please let me know. I am happy to type them out. The one on our Twitter does include the alt text, but I am happy to make sure that it is everywhere needed. So, away with you, Ransom Note. Away with you.
Most importantly, don't forget that the set we are shooting for is the Copper Purple Alloy, and you can find a link in chat if you want to check them out and get your own set. If you don't want to wait to solve the puzzle, you are more than welcome to grab some. If the more we get, the fewer that Robert can steal when Robert inevitably tries to invade Castle Die Hard to steal their vault.
Don't tell him where Castle Die Hard is.
I'm sorry, but you can also use the code Nerdsmith-MAR as in March. So Nerdsmith-MAR, and you get 10% off your purchase. So go do that.
Yes.
It's very good. Why did I have run to the hills instead of storm the gate? That's not the thing.
I just have
I don't know why.
nightmares now of Robert finding his way to Castle Die Hard.
Oh God, you have to warn Todd.
I will. If he manages to
they have to gremlin-proof the castle.
If he gets his driver's license this year, I'll make sure I warn Todd.
Gremlins should not be eligible for driver's licenses.
He turned 16.
How does he reach the... First of all, when a gremlin reaches 16, they should have to retake their driver's license examination. That is far too old for a gremlin. Second of all, how does he reach the pedals?
I assume he straps cans to the bottom of his feet.
Just other gremlins.
Yes,
just straps other gremlins to his feet.
All I can picture is like Scrooge McDuck swimming through dice, except it's Robert the Gremlin instead.
Look, I have jokingly but not jokingly said I want to swim in a bathtub of dice.
Mm-hmm. All right, so let us discuss what happened in our last session so that we may begin. Previously on chapter 19, of Shenanigoons, we had a couple of interesting encounters that not actual encounters, social encounters. The episode was called Open Mic. You found yourselves, well, first of all, you I forgot who I introduced that session. Jacqueline Delacroix, a human woman who seemed to be, I don't know, friendly with Uncle Eb,
She was
a
so
former
sweet.
bookseller.
She was very
Uncle
nice.
Eb had talked about the fact that several of the booksellers in what would have been the guild he was a member of lost their stores as the chronograms were being kind of cracked down on. And she was one of those who lost her business, but she's still friends with Eb and comes by to get books from his shop every so often. Oliet didn't know this, presumably because don't worry about the kid. She doesn't have to know that Uncle Eb is chatting with other booksellers. Um, and Oliet certainly had a dramatic reaction to that, and Eb really hoped that that they would get to like each other because he introduced them, and then went, oh well, my niece Oliet, who's she's an adult now. She was a child 2 days ago. Don't worry about it. Also, thanks to our delightful donation. Oh, this is a really good point. As an introduction to something that you can do tonight, last night or last week, Shadow Sylvia made us roll on the Wheel of Causality, and the Wheel of Causality caused 7 large flumps, basically jellyfish creatures, to appear in the shop. And these, thanks to all of you, we named them. So Uncle Eb and the 7 flumps now live in the bookshop, because why would they leave? There's knowledge, and they're nothing if not scholars. We have the names for them in. I think, did we officially announce them in the Discord, or did we just list them
We
from
just
last
listed
week?
them, but I can officially announce them right now if you'd like. I have them in front of me.
Yes, please officially announce our names for the flumps. The
I have them in my
Flump
notes, but if
Yeah.
they're in front of you, it'll be faster.
They are
We
Lexicon,
changed them up at the end.
Atlas, Dewey, Encyclopedia, Dictionary, Almanac, and Dragon Lord.
Yes. They all thought it was very delightful to be named after repositories of knowledge, except one of them just said, I want to be Dragon Lord. So now they all live at the shop, or at least they're not going anywhere anytime soon. And you all left Uncle Eb to deal with that. After a while, you went to go find Harland. Harland had been absconded with by Vector the Modron, a freedom fighter, possibly singular, the only one, who took him to basically a speakeasy. Took him to run by a warforge named Open Mic. Open Mic has a radio coming out of him, and that's where all the music was in the bar. Big burly guy, very charming, very generous poor. Oliet was a fan. And you all got to know Vector, and you got to know one of Vector's fellow freedom fighters.
Thank you for the
Pinball.
$25 donation.
Thank you. Goodness gracious. Yeah, thank you so much. Okay. Perfect. Thank you for the NPC suggestion, Mouse. I will incorporate them into the session this evening. But also an MP. What a perfect timing, Mouse, because thanks to a $25 donation last week, we had a character introduced, Pinball, a charismatic, super gay, just so gay, just glorious. Glorious, that's TMCR, whatever. But he is a wonderful wizard artificer with a glitter beard of pink. He's charming, he's well kept, and he hits on everything that moves seriously or not seriously, but Harlan certainly he took a shine to. Harlan and Pimble were hanging out at the bar or in the VIP section of the speakeasy where the rest of you found them, and you proceeded to have a conversation with him and Vector about what it was exactly that they were trying to do. They weren't really clear about what exactly they were trying to do, but they did at least express to you that one of their goals is to get a sense of what the hell happened that caused Mechanus to colonize the island you live on. Cronus is a colony of the celestial nirvana of Mechanus, and they want to know why. They want to know what happened, what kind of energy caused the chaos that Mechanus settlers seem to want to prevent, and why they built the chronograms in the first place. These circular little settlements, these cities that cropped up seemingly overnight when this all happened. This happened well before your time, 50 years ago, 60. So there are plenty of people that remember when it wasn't this way, but there are lots of people that have been raised in the chronograms. So you agree to help with Pimble and some of his research, and some of his fellow researchers, including Markel von Hammerford-Schmidt, the goblin researcher, and Kjell, who is the elven scholar that you met in Sweater Daddy, who is researching that exact thing, researching the history of the settlement and of Cronus and what caused this to happen. So part of this involves going on a field trip. Pimble would like you to try to get out of the chronogram, get past the wall, and go explore. See what's out there. See what's going on out there. There's no contact. If there's anyone out there, there's no way to communicate with them other than go to them. The chronograms are all connected. Please, Tessa, if you would.
Absolutely.
We're going to start with...
There you are.
We'll start with what you know. What you see before you, audience, and I will show our players as well. Well, players just look at this. What you see before you is basically what you see on the metronome stations. The absolutely 100% accurate and not altered at all, what are you talking about? Officially authority-sanctioned map of Cronus, interplanar colony of the clockwork nirvana of Mechanus.
Yeah, the island just happens to have all perfectly square
of course.
sides. Mm-hmm.
Of course.
Why would it have
So what you...
but?
Of course. And you have your chronograms 1 through 12 clockwise, very orderly to some degree. There clearly is some sort of rhyme and reason to why they're placed where they're placed. The only information that you actually have is that these chronograms were placed over some sort of nexus of chaos. Pimble called them vents. Basically, chaotic energy was seeping out of the underground, and when Mechanus settled, they created their colonies over those places. And so you know this. This is what you see when you think about your home. This is what you know when you think about your home. I will probably have to adjust how long ago it's been. I realize that several of you are more than 50 years old. Or at least, Harlan, how old are you? You're older.
I'm an adult.
You're an adult. Okay, that's fine. You're from a backwater town. You don't know how the city's changed. So you're fine.
You're probably just like on the cusp of like...
One more time, Kyle, you kind of faded out. I think you're a little far from your mic. Try again.
How is that? Is that
That's a
better?
lot. That's a lot. That's
a different show.
that's our
not the show.
that's Shenanigoons After Dark, and we're not ready to reveal that stream yet.
Give
So
the subscribers what they pay for.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it's dying.
Are you okay?
if we get to a certain level in Patreon, I will have no qualms about starting a everyone close to the mic RPG.
I am so into this idea.
I just want everybody to know how much I want everyone to play in our ASMR
Yes.
campaign.
Oh my god.
Yes.
I would very much
Yep.
Oh
like
my
to
God.
play in this.
That is what will
ASMR
happen.
as well.
No, I
Thank you
can't.
very
I
much.
can't. Okay, never mind. I can't. I thought I could, and I can't.
So Harlan is probably just on the cusp of being like past adolescence, probably.
Okay.
He's
Circle
probably a
through.
late bloomer, but like once he bloomed, he straight up orcharded.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
I need a quick way to get a
Anyway.
drink of water really quick. I will be right back.
Please don't choke.
Sorry, Tessa.
Anyway, so as I was saying, you have been instructed, you've been requested to find a way outside of the chronograms, and if you can do so, you have free reign to figure out what the hell you're doing out there. Like what kind of things happened? What sort of things could have caused all of this? And maybe getting that kind of information will help figure out Vector's ultimate goal, which is to tell Mechanist to back the fuck off, or at least to calm the fuck down. Because the last time you encountered the Mechanist Authority, Harlan specifically, you watched as a bunch of people who had been somehow, via a random magic surge from our audience, somehow got wild magicked into having a parade around town. You don't know where they were taken in the paddy wagons, but you have to assume reacclimation is probably in the cards for them. All right. Now, if anyone wants to help jog my memory, where did we end the session?
So we ended. Harland and Oliette walked back to Uncle Eb's and basically put a blanket on Uncle Eb where he was sleeping, surrounded by flumps.
Right. Thank you.
Harland yelled at the flumps because he thought they were potentially a bad thing because he wasn't there when we found them. Meanwhile, Beza, Paru, and Villain are in Pinball's tower.
That's
and
right.
Beza just made Pinball very, very excited by asking him why he didn't just put his slide inside the tower since he couldn't put it on the outside.
He couldn't put it outside because it would have attracted attention for how eccentric it was. You're right. And therefore, with the inspiration to make an inside slide, you have become his new favorite person. All right, so you are you're at Pimble's. You are welcomed to well, you went to Pimble's and then you went back to Uncle Eb, or you went to Uncle Eb and then you went back to Pimble? Oh, that's right. Okay, so Oliette, Oliette left. That's right.
Well, I think they also went so that Oliette could let him know what's going on.
Okay. So. Paru found pockets. Okay. Do you want to have that conversation, Harland and Oliette, or do you want to have it a little later? Happy to make some time later, or if you know what you want to talk about, you can do it now, because you guys head back to the bookshop.
Either way.
Kyle's wide eyes give me pause.
We could start at Pinball's maybe, and then see how it feels.
Sure. So, Paru and Beza, you are at Pimbles with Villain.
Mm-hmm.
And Pimble offers you guys a place to stay if you want to stay for the evening. He's got lots of guest rooms in the tower. He also offers you all free reign of some of the shit he's got around his workshop. He very rarely has guests, and he seems like he just is amused by the idea of someone tooling around in there. So if you want to see anything, please feel free. Um, I am going to wash the speakeasy off me, and when I get back, you guys just let me know. We'll get started. I have a couple of thoughts about how we can go about getting things going.
Excellent. First question.
All
Do
right.
you have a contraption that allows you to breathe rye bread? So that you don't
Not
choke.
yet.
Okay.
Not yet.
Haru, I don't eat, and even I know that's not supposed to happen.
Apparently, I forgot about 5 minutes ago that you weren't supposed to breathe in rye bread, so.
Yeah, that's not great.
All right, I'm gonna look around at all these pieces if you don't mind.
Yes, please. I'll be back. You can touch whatever you want, but everything stays here. He looks at Villain specifically. Villain just looks like they have sticky fingers, so
Fair.
Fair.
maybe it's the missing hand and the missing eye makes him seem suspicious. Dunno.
So you excited?
I know.
He said he was good with eyes.
Yeah, be interesting.
Yeah.
Maybe you could get some of that magic on it that lets you like see through fake things. I don't remember what the spell's called.
I don't know what he's gonna want in exchange for that. I'd be happy with
Functional?
bifocal vision. Personally, depth
That's
perception would be great.
That's fair.
I mean, technically, we're doing him a favor if we do go outside the walls and start doing the exploring for him. Granted, we also kind of want the information, but you know,
but
we don't technically have to do it.
You're also more likely to give him more accurate information with the bifocal vision.
That's also true. Good equipment is absolutely necessary for a proper hunt.
Yep, that's one of those things you say. And he sort of starts pacing around the room. Pimble's got several rooms in his workshop. Pimble wandered off to what seems to be a bedroom, closed the door. And you're just kind of left to your own devices for a little bit. Well, left to his devices specifically. Is there anything you'd like to look for, or in general, something that might interest your character, and we can see what's there?
Yes, I would like to look for any sort of magical plant life that, or like
Okay,
or like fungus that he might have that could be interesting to explore.
sure. Paru, you think plants. You realize outside the tower, that balcony, there's vining growing all over it. It's just kind of just creeping all across the walls, all around the tower, and a little bit inside. And you're like, oh, neat. It kind of, it's like really growing inside. There's like a whole section of it just going across the wall in the workshop.
Nice.
And it seems like it's growing on top of something. There's like a little pedestal with like a bell jar in it, or on it. And the vining is kind of growing on top of it. Like it went across the wall and then just kind of settled on top of this bell jar.
I am going to go investigate that.
Sure. How do you investigate it?
First with my eyes,
You-
and then I'm going to
I was gonna say,
see if I can
do you
lift
try
that
to
bell
eat
jar.
it? Do you? Oh, okay.
Well, I mean, I'm going to smell it, and then, of course, do the time-honored tradition of, it smells okay, looks okay. because
Do
goblin.
you have any means to talk to plants?
You know what? I'm a druid. I probably could do that. That might actually be better.
Seems to me that if you're gonna lick something, you should at least ask first.
Can I lick you, please? Plants. Let me see here. Do I have talk to plants with yet?
Don't know if you do. Maybe you do.
I didn't pick my spells today. I speak with animals. So how come I can speak with animals, but I can't speak with plants yet? That is rude.
I think that's a slightly higher level. Maybe, if I'm remembering correctly.
I think it is too. Yeah, so I'm just gonna kind of come up there and maybe they speak Vegapigme?
Hey, Tessa.
Hey, what a... Oh god, did I miss something?
Alora says, snooping around a magic tower sounds like a good time. Have fun, Tessa.
Alora, why?
Let's have ourselves a wheel of causality spin, shall we?
Hey, look! The cameras aren't messed up when we click it this time. Hey! Let's do it. Yep. Flumppocalypse. You want to spin it again? Spin it again, alright. Rip Van Winkle. This ought to be good.
Yeah. This will be interesting.
So yeah, I am over trying to commune with this plant. I'm like chatting at it in Vegapigme, just seeing if it'll understand me as I'm smelling and touching and kind of figuring out if
Give me a D20, Tessa.
Oh, I'm afraid. 10.
Okay, that works out well. Okay.
Oh, good.
Either side of that number was probably gonna either just be not interesting or real intense. So
Ooh, okay.
okay. All right. So remind me again, what are you doing when you're inspecting and investigating?
I am chatting with the plant in Vegapigme in case it can understand Vegapigme because I can't commune with plants just yet. So
okay. So what do? You talk at it?
Yeah, I'm talking at it in Druidic and Vegapigme. It's just like, hey, I'm just kind of checking you over because I don't know what you are, and you're very interesting, and you smell pretty interesting too. But I've never seen anything like you. Like she's just like blah 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 blah. But it's Vegapigme, so it's just going on and on and on.
Beza, you hear all of this?
She leans over to Blaine. Is she okay?
She's never been okay in the strictest sense.
Rude.
But yeah, she seems fine.
It's fair. It's fair.
I'm not seeing things right. She's trying to talk to the plant.
You've met her, right?
You've got a point.
She lived with mushrooms for her whole life. Yeah, like she
Yeah, but those
she's talking to the
mushrooms
plant.
talk back. I mean, granted, they talk back with like spores and trippy things and images in your head, but they talk back.
As you're speaking, Paru, couple things happen. Let's try not to conflate them. So here are the things that happen.
All right, I'll try not to conflate.
You're trying to talk to this. You're trying to talk to this plant, and you feel a slight like static shock on your fingers.
Ooh.
Little, just a little, and a flash of purple energy just sort of lights up on the plant and like travels across. Where were you touching? On the bell jar plants or on the wall?
On the bell jar.
Where were you?
Plants.
On the bell jar. So yeah, you watch as this pink light of energy just sort of starts zzz, like kind of silently though. I was trying to give you a visual effect across the vines.
Ooh.
turns the corner and disappears around the edge, almost like a wave. But it's as you're talking, and so every so often, as you're talking, that shock happens again, and it travels down the plant
Okay, so you're
and
like
around
the
the corner.
fungus from the circle. This is awesome. You guys are really cool. I wish I knew what to call you, but like, I'm so happy that you're here. Can you understand everything I'm saying? And she's just
There's just
going
more.
off.
Just keeps going. Eventually, you watch purple energy travel around the corner and back to the bell jar.
Oh, that's so neat.
And you kind of like let go and you look as the plants around it, there's these little like shocks of almost electricity. And inside the bell jar is like a fog starts to form in the bell jar.
She starts to stare into the bell jar.
Okay. Do you touch the bell jar?
Oh yeah, I totally do.
So you touch the bell jar and you see like one of those electricity, like at Spencer's, you see little electricity like nodes on your fingertips and on the palm of your hand and stuff. And you touch it and you're like, oh, this is so cool. And you hear pinball in your head. Are you having fun? You said a lot just then. Kind of all filtered in. Yeah. Hello.
Hi. Sorry, didn't read. How?
As you talk, the message, it seems, goes around through the plant life.
She tries to think. Is it just easier to think? Does this work? Or I didn't realize. I'm so sorry.
It moves.
Even though I was just thinking it. Oh, that's cool. That's amazing. Sorry.
You get it back. Just a different means of telepathy I'm trying to play around with. Communication. Plants are good conductors of magical energy, so they're pretty decent for this kind of thing, and they grow like the dickens. So cheap to install.
I love it. As a druid, I am here for this.
Oh, thank you. I really appreciate that. I'm gonna continue and finish my shower now. Thank you.
Sorry.
And and the back and forth happens, and you're fine. Then the next thing that happens as you're using this magical item, you feel a little stomach ache and a sort of shiver. And Beza, you feel it too. Verlaine goes, "What'd you do?"
Oh no.
I just talked to Pinville via the plants. It's pretty cool.
Verlaine's just kind of staring. You feeling okay?
Yeah, why?
I don't know. You look a little different.
What do you mean?
Yeah, you kind of did.
Just a little. It's kind of, subtle, but And he points over at there's a mirror, because of course there's a fucking mirror in Pimble's workshop.
So she goes and looks.
You don't look bad. There's just a little bit of, you look a little older. Just a little. If you were a human, one might say you look 10 years older.
If I were actually a goblin, that'd be really bad.
You'd be Dead Tom from Muppet Treasure Island.
Yes, I would. Thank God I'm not.
Or really Dead Tom, even. So you're looking, and it's just kind of like there's a little less. Your face is a little leaner, and there's just a tiny hint of like maybe just a little bit of crow's feet, just a little, not much. It's very subtle, but like honestly, in your mental sense of what you look like, you feel like, oh wow, I look like I'm tired, or just haven't been sleeping.
Huh? Weird. I guess I need more sleep. You weren't that much of a bed hog last night.
We're not going to talk about the fact that we all just felt the shiver of, the magic craziness that keeps happening around us.
Well, if anyone sees anything weird, just tell each other.
You
Yeah.
mean like the fact that Paru suddenly aged?
Is that what that
A
is?
little different,
Huh. Well,
isn't it? I mean, something changed. Her face is a little thinner, I think.
That's very specific, Beza. You should stop staring at people that hard. As someone
don't
who
have
literally mimics what other people look like, it's really fucking rich coming from them.
Yeah, I was like,
I don't have flesh. Mine's never going to change. I think it's interesting that you guys look different on different days.
that's fair. Yeah, no, well, I guess, this is... Maybe it just makes me
Stop.
more Baba Yaga-esque.
As I say, it's not bad. It's just different.
Yeah.
Good thing you got a Nakosa lifespan.
Yeah. There's that.
Holy fuck. Like, Villain just, like, stares at the ground a little bit going, yeah, fuck. This,
That could have
He
been
looks
really-
very concerned for a minute, like, I never actually thought about how epically disastrous some of this stuff could be. It always felt like it was kind of like minor, but Jesus, whoever that is.
Yeah, that could have been real bad.
Yep.
Yeah.
God, I would have been like skeletal. Okay.
How about we don't think about it anymore? It's great. Yeah, that works.
Sounds good. Let's not do
Not
this.
talking about things. That always works out, right? Right? Yeah.
That's
It's-
super not at all how that works, Blaine. But
Yep,
in
yep,
this
yep,
no.
instance, I'm here for it. You may absolutely call me hypocritical later on this one.
I'm gonna go over here
Yeah,
and not
fine.
think about it over there. Yeah.
All right.
And he
that's
walked.
fair.
Beza, do you look at anything? You think anything would be of interest? Any particular type of thing that you might find? There's weapons.
Yeah, I was going to say, if he has any weapons sitting out, he's going to look at the weapons. I mean,
There are definitely weapons around this shop.
especially if she's looking around and if she sees anywhere, she's like, I bet that would fit in my arm. Because
Which one of these fit? You like start testing handles. Like, would that go in my arm?
they're like, this looks interesting. Would this fit in my like hip pocket spot that opens up for storage? She's not gonna actually take it. She's just like testing to see.
You just start looking at stuff. So yeah, you find a bunch of interesting things that are weapon-esque. You find let's see, there's a bowl of it's filled with water. It kind of looks like it's supposed to mimic a pond. There's like, it's not fresh water, it's not clear, it's not drinkable water, it's a little murky, but at the bottom of it you see a bunch of maybe the size of a marble. You see a bunch of these dark marbles just kind of sitting under the water, and every so often a little air bubble just kind of goes around the surface and rises to the top and pops.
Huh. I wonder what that is.
You also find obviously that's not a weapon, so you kind of glance by that one. You find you don't know how you feel about this one, but you find a staff that is resting on the side, and it seems to have a severed hand strapped to it, and the severed hand is pointing with two fingers a la Disney pointing, and you're like, I don't know how I feel about that.
Is it like skeletal, or does it look like it's some sort of mechanic?
Oh no, it's like mummified.
Ooh.
It's like, it looks like a zombie hand.
Huh. Pretty sure that's not the upgrade he was talking about.
You also find a suit of armor, like a breastplate, that has a bunch of appendages, like metal, like sort of looks almost like spider legs on the back, kind of ratcheted in, and yeah, there's just like a whole bunch of interesting little like blades. There's like a whole drawer of blades that all have slightly different colors on them. They're glowing a little bit.
Should we
You
definitely look at those?
Oh yeah, you see. So there's a number of colors. Pick a color.
Okay. If there's a black one, she avoids that.
Okay.
And maybe like a red one.
You go towards the red blade that's kind of pulsing with this red glow, and you touch it, and it's warm. You hold on your touch there, and it actually gets a little hot. It's kind of like a medium stove heat. So you're like, oh, don't touch that for too long.
Interesting. I wonder. And she touches a blue one.
Do you touch one that is like a deep sea green blue, or do you touch one that's like a neon blue?
She touches whichever blue one looks like it might be related to like cold or ice.
Okay, so the dark sea blue one is you kind of move your hands over all of them. You feel a little, almost like a little air conditioning chill. Well, just a few inches off the top of the blade, and you touch it, and it is actually like really cold.
Well, that's nifty.
Villain has found himself over at a drawer, and he's sifting through this drawer, and he pulls out what looks like a roll of duct tape, but it's black, and there are runes glowing in yellow gold around it. He's like, and kind of
Gaff tape, yes.
I'm just trying to decide which one it is. It's he. Yeah, he starts like playing around with it a little bit, and he like kind of like, and then sort of like sticks it on himself just to see what happens. And he kind of looks over at you, Beza.
Can't hear you, Blaine.
Ow!
Oh, you said
That looked like it hurt.
Ow.
Maybe next time you should turn yourself into something that doesn't have arm hair.
That's not how that works, but thank you.
Or put it on cloth.
This is cool.
Check out these.
You see that the stuff that was sticking to him, that length, is now no longer glowing.
These
rips it.
Blades are all different, like magical effects. I think, like this red one, it's actually kind of hot, and this dark blue one's actually cold.
He kind of glances over at the knives. Oh, kick ass. He goes to the neon blue one and he touches it. Ow! Why is everything trying to hurt me? Fuck.
Electricity?
Yeah, that stung. And he like giggles a little bit. He's like, yeah.
This one's warm. It's if you hold it for too long, it's kind of hot, so you may not want to hold it for too long. But feel how warm this one is, and she holds out the red one.
He just puts his hand over it. His eyes kind of trail to the black one, and he stops laughing and gets a little like, I don't really want to be near that one. And he looks back at the tape, and he's looking around. And there's a couple of like, there's whirring in the workshop space. There's like machinery and things. There's a couple of pieces that seem to be like almost looks like a what do you call it? Like a furnace. Kind of looks like a furnace, but it's making this sort of like this sort of gears turning with a bit like a subwoofer kind of vibe. And he looks at the tape, and it's a full roll of tape. And he goes over with the tape, with the duct tape, and he just puts some on it. And the moment he sticks it on, the volume on this thing goes down like 50%.
Oh, that's
He puts a he like well, actually it wouldn't make noise. It's silenced. It wouldn't make noise. It doesn't make noise when he rips it. And the more he puts on it, the quieter it gets.
Can you imagine, like, if we have to have like meetings and stuff like that? This is amazing.
Yeah, you just put
A little bit in each corner.
Oh,
wait,
I
but
was
then we won't
gonna
be able to understand ourselves.
I was gonna say the next time we have a freedom fighter meeting, you just put it on Vector. He grins a little. He made you laugh.
I totally
So
didn't
we
have
all
a
just
cookie in my
are
mouth
not-
and it made me laugh.
He takes the tape off, and you just hear comes back. Gets a little loud. He's like, ah, fuck. And then he looks at it again and he goes, there are 5 other rolls in that drawer. And he just books it for the drawer to look at some of the other stuff that's in there. You have not seen him excited at all since you got back. And this is like the first time you're seeing him actually like a little excited. And
with a huge grin on her face. The
Yeah,
crow's
Beza
feet
kind
definitely
of-
like crinkled in the corners of her eyes now.
oh yeah, definitely.
Beza probably looks over at you when he like goes running over all excited to the drawer, like, finally something that's making him not miserable.
Ouch.
Ouch, but accurate.
Yeah. So he's looking through the drawer and he pulls out another one. And you see you see him pull out a roll that is silver in the glow, almost like an iron. It's a dark silver. And he actually realizes if he read inside the roll, it said what it did. He was like, oh, yeah. Oh, fuck.
What?
And he takes a rip of this. This is really expensive. Don't tell Pimple I'm using it. And he takes a full foot of it and rips it off. And he wraps it around his hand. And there's some, like, staying, like, there's another half a foot there. Hey, Beza. Put this around your hand.
All right.
Do it.
Just like wrap it around like you did.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And he, now bound together, he walks you over to like a stone bench that's in the room, and he stands up on the stone bench and he's like he's trying to lift you, and you get a couple inches off the ground. Ow, 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 ow. Okay. Maybe like person is not the right leverage. Ow. It holds up to 500 pounds.
Ow. Well, that explains why you lifted me up.
Ow. It didn't do all the work.
I mean, why it didn't rip. How's your hand? And
It
your
hurts.
arm?
It
And
hurts.
your abs?
It all hurts.
Do you need healing? Do you need me to fix
Yes,
it?
please. Yes, please.
She comes over.
You know-
and she,
You know
casts
I'm made
Cure
out of
Wounds.
stone.
He just like pulled every muscle in his body to do that. Oh, he's
Where
a
does
dumbass.
it hurt the most? Arm?
The
Ow.
everything hurts.
She puts a hand on his abs and then a hand on their shoulder and casts Cure Wounds.
Okay, yep, everything hurts. Okay. And then let's see, the last one he does is okay. he kind of wanders back over to the stuff there. Huh. He grabs two. One of them is a calming blue, and one of them is like almost like a warning orange, like a warning sign orange. And he pulls the warning sign orange out. He ties it around a pillar, and he walks it across the room and tapes it to the wall. Rips it off. And there's now duct tape between you two and him. Hey, Beza, come at me.
All right. Is this one gonna hit you again?
No, but like, use your sword.
Fucking hell, Andrew.
Like-
It's just about to do what I think it does. I love you so much.
Like to try and cut the tape?
Or me, whatever. Awkward. Awkward joke. Sorry, too soon. Hit the tape.
All right. And she'll run over and try to slash through the tape.
And the moment you hit what would be a barrier where that tape is, you hear a boom and you get shoved a little bit, trying to impact what is. And he's just like, fuck yes. Just so cool. I don't even want a fucking arm. I just want this whole roll of tape drawer.
Basically, make like a portal tape.
It's a barrier tape.
Okay, because I was thinking with the
Allows
orange
you to make
I'm like, did you just tape with portals?
It's like the caution tape crime scene.
Yeah, it's a barrier tape.
Nice.
He said it casts a ward when you put it up.
Nice.
And he tries to peel it off, and you can kind of see this sort of shift. Last one, however, he grabs and goes over to the knife drawer.
Mm-hmm.
And he wraps a bunch of it around the handle of one of the knives, and you watch as those blue runes kind of sort of flicker to life.
Huh.
And he's looking around.
What are you thinking?
Well, I've got the terrible idea.
Well, what's the terrible idea so we can maybe come up with a not terrible idea?
He kind of grins at you.
All right. All right, what's the terrible idea so we don't talk you out of it?
Vonk.
Ah! That's the exact face that Paru makes.
Yep. He just stabs his arm.
That was
You
not.
see the knife. You see the knife through, and just you go ah.
I just healed you.
He pulls it out. He doesn't make any noise. He pulls it out, and there's no hole.
Okay. What? How?
What exactly does that tape do?
This, and he flips the knife into his hand, can't do damage.
Huh.
Oh, that's good. That's real good.
That's amazing.
And he puts it like tip first. He like flips it again, and he just gently puts it back in the box without touching the tape. Sorry, just kind of. It was fun. Fucked up, but fun.
Well, I mean, a lot of things that are fucked up are fun, so.
I mean, if we knew what the tape did, we would have let you do it. Well, at least I would have let you do it anyway. But maybe give us a heads up next time.
Before you just randomly stab yourself with
Oh,
sharp
where's the
pencil.
fun in that?
I mean,
Where's the
yeah,
fun with that?
you did get me to yell, so.
That was worth it.
That's true.
And Pimble wanders back in, freshly pomaded in his hair, and glitter might be slightly brighter. It's got a little purple in it. It's not just pink. So, why would a man take a shower and then put more glitter? I will never understand Pimble ever. He's the NPC I am least like, and it's all because of the glitter. So he comes around the corner.
100% the reason Logan made him was because of the glitter too.
Are you all having a good time?
Your inventions are incredible.
Thank you. Well, some of it is things I've made, some of it's things I've acquired, and just want to figure out how they work.
I'm curious. What was your thought process behind the plant? Where I grew up, the circle, the circle of spores. We have a similar kind of message relay impulse, and so but I'd never seen it in a plant that wasn't a fungus.
Oh well, part of it is the idea that vine creeping, it just kind of gets everywhere if you let it grow, and since plants are, living things, they can conduct, and just as easily as if you use the right, use the right fertilizer, you can conduct magic through them. I thought for places that you don't always have someone who can cast magic, I thought it's a decent way for mundane folk to use for long distance communication, or just across a city even.
That
obviously
amazing.
The materials are expensive. It's a little prohibitive in terms of the initial upfront cost, but they're fairly self-sustaining and they're hardy once they get rooted. So we'll see.
They're also a lot prettier than all the wires.
That's what I thought as well.
Though if the plant doesn't seem to work, I do know of a very good, fungus isn't as always pretty to everybody, but it is kind of phosphorescent and gives off a really lovely glow.
Ooh, that might be nice. You can always have it, and he starts thinking, you could always have it underground and then just come up in certain places for the output.
There's that too.
Like a communication shack.
Yes. Exactly. Well, you all become more and more delightful as it goes on. And he's looking around, he sees the open drawer. You found my tape. Yeah, just, how much and he looks down and he sees the one in his hand. Have you tried that one yet? Yeah. Worked great. Wonderful. If you could write some notes down, it's great. I hadn't tested that one yet. And he walked away. There's just this little oh fuck.
Paro gives them a what did you learn kind of look, but also behind that is a that's hilarious kind of look. I would have made it better. You're fine.
Some of these blades are really interesting too. I don't know what all the colors do though. Some of them were easy. Like the red one feels warm, so that was pretty straightforward. But like this purple one, I don't know what that does.
Oh, psychic damage.
Oh, that would hurt.
Yeah, and so he kind of leans over you and points at the different knives. Let's see. That'll do a real nasty bit of necrotic. Good old-fashioned poison. There's a bit of this one, and you see this gray one that's kind of pulsing a little bit with almost a thunder. And he goes through and he shows he shows you that basically all the elements are represented. There's a number of materials that these took a while to put together. Had to have a friend of mine collect from the elemental planes.
Very neat.
Luckily, they're just rocks that are sitting around, but you bring them back here and they have some interesting properties.
I'm guessing this one's radiant damage. And she points at a gold one.
Smart, right on the money. Well, ideally, these should sell really well.
I would imagine so.
Again, though, material costs.
That's
You
true.
do
Have
have
you
to-
tested them for how much extra damage they do?
I don't know the mechanics. I don't have any dice on me. They are small. They're just, to be honest, they're prototypes. As are most of the things in here. So nothing here is really ready for release into stores or anything.
Well, your barrier tape works.
Oh, good.
Well, at least it stopped me.
Oh my. Well, the tapes are one of the things that I'm trying to do with some of my simpler inventions is make magic more accessible. I think there's nothing wrong with having a little bit of ability spread around. I think there are far too many people who seem, no, especially, well, you have the kind of random quality to what sort of sprouts up around the chronograms, but small, controlled, simple magic, there's no reason that that can't be shared.
You don't have a way to prevent magic from happening randomly, do you?
That's a primal force. It's a bit difficult. I mean, I've thought about different ways of approaching it, but I don't understand. Hence, of you now. You're here to help me learn a bit more. So
That makes sense.
maybe after we get some research done, I can start approaching that question with a bit more information.
For reasons I can't fully explain right this second, but I promise there's a good reason.
Okay.
Do you happen to have anything that can contain magic, in particular if it's not good magic? And keep it...
like some sort of like warding evil or something.
Yes, but like something very permanent, or at least really, really hard to get out of.
Esoteric. It's not really there's not really like an off switch for what counts as evil or good, but negative energy, death energy, things like that. That is probably something that's a bit more akin to what a cleric could do. Someone divine and a holy person. I'm not opposed to considering containing energy, but I've only dabbled in wards that prevent people from doing things, not really magic in its essence.
Got it.
But just off the top of my head, yeah, cleric, anti-magic, but that's hit or miss.
Problematic in other ways, especially when you're talking about someone who kind of was born from it.
Oh, goodness, yes.
But cleric, all right. So they could potentially, like, just as an example, banish an evil entity to the depths of never gonna come back ever.
I suppose that's a way you could phrase it. There are plenty of abjuration experts, wards, and pushing back against magical energies. That's not really my forte, but I could probably find someone if that was of interest to you. And of course, like I said, divine magics can combat evil effectively. Evil, quote unquote. Valaine's like, yeah, not so much air quotes.
Nope.
Yeah.
Like world destructing, person taking over, asshole that should stay gone and never come back kind of evil.
Oh,
Yeah.
Well, maybe we start small. Escaping our clockwork hellscape. How would we start with that? Just a little thing.
That's fine. If you just have so much impressive stuff in here, I thought I'd ask, just in case.
Oh, that is the danger of spending time in here. Sky's the limit, and you just kind of wander in all directions. Well, let's chat a bit.
Yeah.
And we'll fade from there. Back, not too far, but a little across town. Oliet and Harland, you're at the bookshop. You have just managed to shut a door to the upstairs on one of the flumps that was really interested and like floating up towards you. Like, no. And you're in the kitchen. Like you've closed the door on them to not get in the kitchen downstairs. So what do you do? What was the goal of coming back? Just letting Uncle Eb know? Was there anything else?
Mostly just, I think Oliette's intention right now is that she had wanted to get home to make sure that Uncle Eb was either sleeping or eating, one of the two, because we basically were up till dawn or something, right?
You smell a little burning, just a little, when you hit the kitchen, but you find the food on the table. It just got a little overcooked. That's all. You probably got distracted and forgot to take it out and didn't hear the alarm,
Yeah.
But he did get it out, and it seems like there's some missing. So he did
That's
eat.
as good as that's gonna get. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think probably just start making tea because that's what I know how to do at this time of day, and just kind of fall into this. It's a routine, but it's a routine I haven't had in so long, so it is simultaneously comforting but also extremely foreign.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Harland, you're in there, and Oliet starts making tea. A little louder, try again. You went a little muted again.
Microphone. I moved my mic and everything just goes out the window. One moment, please.
Sure.
Is that better?
That is better.
Excellent. Did you want to help? I know that we went through quite a few of those pre-made meals that you had. Might need to make a few more of those if.
Oh gosh, you're right. Well, yeah. I think it's gonna be a whole thing though. We have to go to the market and get stuff to like start. You do like 2 weeks at a time. It's a whole endeavor.
Well, I mean, I wouldn't mind going to the market with you.
Okay.
I look the part, It's
That's true. Maybe you can get us a discount.
Yeah.
Isn't that a thing? Like, do farmers like know each other? All farmers know each other, right?
Yeah. All farmers. Yeah, we sure do. These chronicles that I or my family have never been to, but for probably once in a farmer's market at some point. Yes, we absolutely know each. No.
Here's the thing. So if you hadn't said no, that would have been like a whole that would have been a whole bit. That's sarcasm. If you have to stop before you tell the truth.
Can we get that on a t-shirt, please? You just have to stop before you tell the truth. Oliette's life lessons.
Writing it down to add to the t-shirt list right now.
God damn it. At the very least, a phone wallpaper. Jesus Christ.
I'll probably make a quick note for Eb just to let him know, like, we're fine, everything's cool, everybody's safe. I went to go get groceries, kind of a thing.
Mm-hmm. Okay. You leave a note. Do you leave it in the kitchen or do you leave it near him? Do you just pin it to his shirt?
I honestly probably leave it where the tea is made because that's probably the first place he's gonna go.
Sure. No, definitely. Okay.
Yeah. But I'll just grab the basket. That seems comically small now. compared to the last time I held this basket, but I will take this basket and head that way. I assume I still remember where it is, hopefully.
Yeah. You the chronogram is not only block based, it's also sort of labyrinth like. It goes towards it's all kind of curved in the same direction. It's easy to just start heading towards where the market would be. There are a few that kind of crop up around crop because anyway. So you make your way over and eventually you turn a corner and you start hearing people. Um it's it's interesting. Everything here is so everything in the city tends to be so regimented and structured, and there's just a tiny bit of just a little bit of disorder. Just enough to not get in trouble. But there's like individual tents and carts and things. Most of them are they kind of look like some of them kind of look like different levels of large, like ice cream trolleys. Like there's stuff in like ice box kind of things, or most of them are metal and wood, sort of wagons and things that are set up to also be display for things. You see a things are kind of organized by chronogram, which is interesting. The trains are not just passenger trains. They are also occasionally goods transportation. So you have things that are more likely to have been grown in different areas of Cronus. And so, yeah, there's like a good selection of stuff. It looks like most people shop with what are basically like food tickets. Not so much money. Like there's a not to get not to get current eventy. There's a basic minimum income for everybody in the chronogram, and they use that for food. There's maybe a hint of barter here and there that people are doing, but for the most part, it's like, okay, you get X number of certain types of food, and people are just like kind of filling up baskets and stuff with that. And so, yeah, you start wandering over towards the food, presumably. There's also goods and other things that people are selling.
Yeah, I probably would have known to take some of those tickets from the
Yeah,
house.
you're all set. You're all
Okay.
set. You're all set. It's been a while. Well, I mean, on the one hand, we could just be like, you closed the door and you went, shit, and you went back inside and
It's
grabbed
too
what you
real.
needed.
It's too real.
Yeah, you went back inside and realized that right, there's a process. I forgot.
Or they're inside the basket because Uncle Ed would forget them if they weren't.
So you always just have them in the
Perfect.
basket.
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. You go, shit, I need those, and then you look down and there's like an envelope taped to the inside of the basket, and so you both lead Harland over to this market, and yeah, so you go through and you pick up some of the basic necessities. You looking for anything specific or just like general groceries?
Just general stuff like
Sure.
bread, potatoes, veggies, tea, like
Okay.
regular food.
Wait, are those rutabagas over there?
I don't know.
Well, I like rutabaga because it's a root. uh, mm,
I don't.
Oh yeah, he just became 1% less attractive. We're just keeping a tally right now until.
Yeah.
have you ever had a rutabaga?
No.
Well, you grill them up something fierce, and they're
Elliot looks so existentially horrified at the prospect of grilling something.
Well, why not? Okay. Well, we can get some, and then you can grill them if that. I don't know really what.
oh, sure. I mean,
Okay.
you'll teach me how to read, and I can teach you how to rutabaga.
That's definitely an equal trade. So, perfect. Great.
I don't know. They both seem like useful life skills.
Yes. Yes.
You encounter do you encounter books all the time? Like you're walking around,
I just pull the book out of my bag.
oh, well, okay, that was probably a bad example, but I mean, it's my point is that it's situational. It's you might need to grill up a rutabaga, and you might need to read a book. It's yeah,
Okay. All right. That's fair.
that's
All
all I'm
right.
trying to say.
Yeah.
And-
I'll buy some rutabaga.
A small, very kind of scrawny tabaxi boy walks up to you. He's got a little like page boy hat, and he sort of like cuts you off before you get to the vegetables, and he's like, "Well, what can I help you? What can I do for you?"
How? 4, 3, 10.
Well, it depends. How many meals you want rutabagas in?
Let's start with 1.
Let's start with 1. All right. Let's go ahead and I'd like 2 rutabagas, please. And
Mhm.
I'm not sure how this is supposed to work, but I like that one and that one right there.
Yeah, sure. Just hold on a second. And he turns around, starts going through, and he's like, "What about this one?" And he pulls out a beet.
Can I pick up, like, is he like am I picking up any sort of like
Roll me an insight check.
all right.
Am I picking up
Bullshit. Am I picking up bullshit?
Are you picking up bullshit?
Oh my god, he's so cute.
That's a nat 20 for 25.
Okay, we'll get to that. While this is happening, Oliet, hold on. Where's my shit? Where's my stuff? Oliet, what's your passive perception?
I already hate this. Hold on. 11,
Great.
which is above average.
Great. That's great
Just
for
as
you.
a reminder. 11.
That's really great for you, actually. Okay. Oliet, you're watching all this happen, and you feel a tug at your side where you keep your book.
I will whirl around immediately. Like my hand instinctively goes to my bag to clasp it shut, and I'll just whirl around and see who's facing me or who's there.
And sort of darting up, like not looking away a little bit, but like clearly right behind you, there is another tabaxi, white and cream like the other one, with a hood, and sorry. Your bag was the buckle on your bag was getting loose. It's just and you do see that it is a little loose actually. I was just trying to help before it fell down.
Uh-huh.
What about one of these? And the little the boy who was helping you, Harlan, pulls out a pumpkin. Then sees the other tabaxi.
Now, boy, I was born at night, but it wasn't last night.
Please take inspiration, Kyle.
Thank you.
What are you carrying on you?
Me?
Harlan.
Probably just like a water skin and like a pack. Probably I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know.
Oliet, the tabaxi, in a moment of panic and terrible decision making, tries to undo the rest of the buckle on your bag and grab it. Please give me a strength check. as she just tries to as they just try to grab the bag.
Okay. I don't think my strength is very good. 11.
Apparently the strap on your bag was way more undone than you thought, as the tabaxi goes and just fucking books it into the marketplace with your bag.
Mungo Jerry and Rumple teaser us.
Oh no, ask Mouse. I invented the other one, but the one that just ran is the one that
I drop the basket and take off after him.
Okay, Harlan, you see all of this happen?
Harlan will pick up the basket and then go running after them.
Oh, just the one ran. The other one ran the other direction. If you turn around and look at the cart, you see an elven man with like overalls just kind of meander behind and see you from behind the cart. Oh, hello. Can I help you with anything?
Got gourds and root vegetables. That just seems like you should focus on a niche market. I gotta go.
Oh, okay.
Set aside 4 rutabagas for me.
I went from 2 to 4. I don't know who you are.
Amazing. So,
can I maintain line of sight on this child that I am chasing?
Well, let's find out. So you are you're chasing after this guy, this kid. Mouse, if you would like, please feel free to post a picture of your suggestion character.
Oh boy,
because I adore them. I'll also put it in chat for you guys to see.
Oh no.
You start running after this person, and go ahead and give me a perception check as you're running around trying to keep an eye on them. And they are going to be running. They're going to be trying.
That's a 19.
Yeah. All right. So yeah, you're able to keep an eye on them as they. And I'll just put the link. It's fine. And you're like kind of pushing through the crowd. It's not that huge of a market, but they're like kind of weaving around. Go ahead and so I assume you're gonna run as fast as you can, trying to catch them.
Yes.
Okay.
I can't imagine they made it more than 90 feet away from me, did they?
No.
Okay. I am, as I'm running and trying to because I'm trying really hard not to draw attention. So I'm like, excuse me, and like pushing through people. But as soon as I have my target locked on this kid, I am going to, I'll stop running for a second. And then I'm just going to say, not today, go to sleep. And I'm going to cast sleep on this child that's running.
Please do. Oh my God. Go ahead. Oh God.
One more. That is 20 HP worth of go to sleepy.
So the thief is just with the bag, and you're like, nope. And you just watch they just kind of hop up on a crate trying to get up on top of of one of the carts, and in the leap they're like and just hit the ground, and your bag just kind of slides across the ground, and they're out.
Perfect. Perfect.
What do you do?
I am going to
you start hearing some like people shouting and stuff as this is happening, and you hear a quieter version of that siren.
Okay. I'm going to grab my bag and pick up all the contents, throw it over my shoulder. Do I see Harlan behind me? Did you?
You were running behind her, Harlan?
Yeah, he was just trying to keep track of Blue.
Okay. This is really, really dramatic, but I need like just mild combat music. This is perfect. So you give me an initiative roll real quick. Just real quick.
Oh. 21.
Okay, so as you grab your book, just as you reach the bag, the other tabaxi was scrambling for the bag and just kind of backs off and goes to his companion. Nick it. Damn it. And they're just like jingling. You get the sense there might be a lot of things in their pockets. Kind of smacks them a little bit.
If Harlan walks up to Elliot, I know what they just did, but if we leave them to their devices, they may be taken away.
It would serve them right.
I think that the punishment should befit the crime.
The other tabaxi is like trying to like. He's very not strong. Trying to pick up his friend.
Harlan will put a hand on the collar of the one that is unconscious and just kind of like Weekend at Bernie's them up.
The other one's holding on like.
Oh, looks like you took a mighty big spill there, friend. Why don't we get you all cleaned up? Starts like sets the basket down and like brushes off the front of the pants, and it's like
the boy that had been fucking around with you gets a little confused. And as this is all happening, you see a large clockwork guard with a Mechanist Authority emblem on their chest, kind of pound up, like kind of like gear look around their head.
Now, thanks for the delivery. You almost missed us, but we're so glad that you managed to locate us in time.
You're very welcome, sir. Sorry about the.
Here's a copper for your trouble, and then a copper for your friend. Now, you go on get.
Mm-hmm. Thank you. He does like a curtsy. He does not know what the fuck to do right now. What are you doing with the other one, the unconscious one?
I want to try to, while Harlan is holding this child up, I'm going to lean over and I'm going to pinch the back of his elbow really, really hard.
Harlan's?
No, the kid. I want to try to wake him up by causing as minimal damage as possible.
Okay.
I'm going to do the mom thing where you pinch behind, like the soft skin behind your elbow.
We'll call it an unarmed attack. We'll say you hit. Because you're literally touching them. And you do 1 damage. And the tabaxi just and then feels them being held up by Harland, and then calm down. That's like what happened in their head. The actual music is much less intense than that. And you and then the next thing they see is the very large clockwork guard. Sort of retracts a little bit.
Yeah. As I was saying, thank you for the delivery. You on your feet again there? All right. Good. Yeah, good on you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you took a fall, Nickit. It was very unfortunate. I'm glad you're okay. Let's go deliver more vegetables, officer. Kind of does the weird, awkward little bow at the creature.
Oh, what a little scamp. Well, how about that? Now let's get back to the rutabagas. Like ignoring the cop.
Okay. I'll just
Kind of watches
dust
you.
off my.
Go ahead and give me a persuasion check, Harland. Deception. Give me a deception check.
I'm gonna use Tides of Chaos to re-roll that.
Oh, great.
Mother of God. I'm gonna use my inspiration to re-roll that.
Oh God, it really wants you to fail though, Harlan. Come on, just let it
Oh
happen.
boy.
13.
Okay. Okay. So
What did you
you
roll?
probably two
A 1 and then
one.
a 3.
Oh my
Jesus.
god.
Do you want to use
Well,
the
the-
reroll?
No, 13's fine. 13's fine. I'll save you the trouble. And it just watches you. You hear the sort of like grinding of gears. It sort of keeps moving. You are not accosted.
So once we're more out of earshot of the Robbit,
Don't put that juju
Yep.
in the stream.
now
Don't do that to us.
they seem to respond with an unreasonable amount of quickness to whatever shenanigans might be happening. Almost name drop.
Use the name of the stream. Okay.
He said the thing.
Is this the last episode? Oh no. It's not. It's not.
Thank you for confirming. I was worried for a second.
No. I kind of wanted to see what would happen, and there it is. They did this earlier with the parade that I was totally not involved in the other day.
Yeah. What was that? We haven't actually talked about that.
I don't know. I just got in the mood to dance, and I just started shimmying and shaking on down the street with a bunch of others, and then they all got bowled over by the Mechanist authorities, and a bunch of them got taken away. I think I managed to stymie a couple of them, but you know.
What were
Another
you going
day
to do
in-
if you got taken away?
Well, I ain't a kid anymore. I'm sure I could have managed, but that definitely would have been unfortunate for them.
For them?
Well, yeah, they don't know who they're dealing with. I'm a man of the people. The people wouldn't stand for it.
Well, some people wouldn't stand for it, but I don't think that works everywhere, Harland. This isn't Firebranch Ranch.
I was in danger, wasn't I?
Yeah,
I was.
a little bit. And if you had gotten taken away, eventually you would have been too far away to call for help.
Oh right, I could have done that.
Yeah.
That entire time. It Well, I am, for what it's worth, I am sorry for the worry that I put y'all through.
You don't
That
have
was
to
not my
apologize. I know. Yeah, I think it would be a shame if we lost you. Paru would be devastated.
Yeah, that she would. And that Beza, she'd have just been all beside herself. Have you ever seen her cry? It's a rare occurrence, and it's usually when she's very, very warm and then goes to a very cold place. But
That's not crying, that's well, oh yeah, no. Yeah. No. You're right.
but yeah, they are certainly the two that I was most concerned with. I also feel like I need to apologize for something else, and I'm not really sure how to say it. I I I killed you. But it was okay. Like it didn't actually happen. It wasn't real, but it still happened. And Dad always says that if you think about doing something, you're already halfway there. So I'm sorry.
Well, are you going to kill me?
That would never be my intent unless it was through kindness or through a gift that you thought was adorable.
Okay, so that's a maybe. I don't know if I completely understand. I don't know how something could happen and also not happen. But if it wasn't real, you don't have anything to apologize for.
Then why can't I shake it?
Um, I don't I don't know what when did this happen? Was this in the book?
No, no, it was a little more recent than that. Might have been when we were putting out fires and fighting them paper creatures.
Oh,
Right about that time.
okay. Could you just choose a couple of different words this time and explain what you mean?
Well, I imagine that I killed you. How far back do you need me to go? Because I just want to make sure we're on the same page.
Well, how
That's the
many
entire
times have
point
you
of this
dreamed about
conversation.
killing me? That would probably be
Just the
what's
once. It was just the once. It was just no. The other time was kissing you, but that was not that was something beside the point. No, it was no just the one time.
okay. There's definitely a psychology book about this somewhere in the store, but I I wouldn't worry about it. I mean, I know your magic does strange things, and that was a really weird night, uh, for a lot of reasons. So we don't have to think about that night ever again if we don't want to.
I'd rather not, but I mean, hey, some good things did come of that evening. We got Verlaine back.
I mean, yeah. Um, I suppose you're right. Um,
Why do you want to forget the night?
oh, well, oh, gross feelings, gross. Okay, so let's just speed right through this, okay? And then we can get it over with and we can talk about something that's way more fun than
Yeah,
this. So
yeah. Let's.
basically, we went up there and Beza threw herself over the roof, so I panicked and I jumped off the roof. And
I saw this.
then that thing that I just did to that kid, I tried to do it to Verlaine. It didn't super work. And
Oh.
he kind of tried to murder me, like physically end my life with his own hands. So, that's why I was kind of having a hard time. Yes, of course, it's good that Belaine is back, but and then we had to cut off the hand. It was like a whole thing, and it's just It's gross. Like we don't have to. It's fine. It's fine. Like if you stop thinking about it, it's fine.
Another quote for the t-shirt.
I don't know how true that is. I will let you know when I stop thinking about mine if you let me know when you stop thinking about yours.
I mean, I'm trying. I'm really, really, really trying.
I appreciate you sharing that with me, and I appreciate you hearing me out. And this day has not gone exactly how I anticipated it. Um,
What do you mean?
I mean, you take a go to the market, you buy some vegetables, and you make some food together. It's just it's a thing. I could mash up some lemonade and we just sit and watch the sunset. That type of thing. That's big picture, uh, as it were. But it is not that anymore. If it ever was.
Oh, I mean, I like lemonade.
How about that? You think Uncle Abe's got some sugar
No,
in a okay.
we'll have to get
Well,
that too.
that's another stop. Oh, oh no. Oh no, oh no.
What?
Those rutabagas are probably gone by now.
Well, we can swing back by there on the way to get sugar, and we'll just check. We'll just check. And if not, we have plenty of other things.
Right. Yeah. What's your favorite thing to cook? Why don't we start with that? Why don't we cook your favorite thing? And we'll do that. We can cook my favorite thing, which is not rutabagas. I hate them.
Are you sure? Because you've basically been talking about rutabagas since we got here.
Nope, I just know how to cook them. I hate them though.
Then what?
Big
Then
crunch.
what are we doing?
That- Mom always said that you have to sometimes eat things that you don't like because they're better for you than you think.
Hmm. Well, also, just curious. What was that other dream that you said that you had? First, you're killing me. What was the other one?
Okay, since we're talking about it, um, it's impolite to kiss and tell, but I guess if it didn't happen, it didn't happen. Um, so after I kissed Cat, that was not Cat, that was you. That was
He can be taught.
In my defense, how did you not know it was me?
okay. All right,
Cat can't
and
fly.
I didn't know that. We just met her. She might have been able to fly.
I mean, that's fair. Where did you think I was? Out of curiosity. Just out of curiosity. If Cat was there the whole time, where was Oliette? Don't hurt yourself.
I haven't got the foggiest. I'm sure that you got lots of important places to be, um, aside from wherever it was that you were right there the entire time, that whole day. Um, hmm, so yeah, So yeah, I got to thinking about that, and yeah, it was it had happened a couple of times in up in here, and it was just thinking about it, and it's just part of you starts to wonder, if that was it was I didn't hate it, right? If it starts out as I didn't hate it, like Brussels sprouts, you know, when you're young, Brussels sprouts, it's like, I could take them or leave them, but then you find them and you get them in that nice bacon fat and you roast them under a fire and then just put a little bit of those pine nuts and cheese on it, and you just adore them. It's so good. So it's something that you didn't hate. All of a sudden, it's something that you really like. So I was thinking about Brussels sprouts. I was thinking about not Brussels. I was thinking about what would happen if we were to do that again.
Okay. Okay.
For the record,
gonna
I don't
let it-
think it tastes like Brussels sprouts.
Okay.
Good to know. Good to know.
Yeah, all of his Mr. Smooth just goes away the second he actually likes somebody. It's just like watching him melt.
So good.
I mean, I'm trying really hard to let it go that you just compared me to a vegetable that everybody hates.
You yourself hate?
Personally, Brussels sprouts are
Fine.
delicious. I don't know what you're talking about.
I mean, they are a little bitter.
Excuse me, ma'am. Excuse me.
Not my word.
Excuse me, mom, mademoiselle. I imagine at this point we're kind of walking back to the shop.
Okay.
Probably.
Yeah.
I can't imagine that much more. But so I didn't hate it either. So, I guess if you like Brussels sprouts now, there's no reason why, if Brussels sprouts are on the table just waiting for you to sit down to dinner, then there'd be no reason why you couldn't enjoy them, right?
My face is too loud. I physically have to turn away.
Apparently, Brussels sprouts are something only adults have, because I feel like I need an adult for this conversation right now. But anyway, please continue.
That's all I'm saying.
Does he get the metaphor? That's the big question here. Anyway, he doesn't look like it.
Just so that I'm picking up what you are proverbially putting down. Is this a terrible date?
I mean, kinda, but I'm still gonna grab him by the collar and kiss him.
Saying it's a date.
The sprouts have sailed.
The sprouts have sailed.
Now, show me how to cook this disgusting thing that we bought that you hate, that I still don't really understand what we're doing.
It's covered in wax. Like all it's thoroughly unpleasant. Like it feels like somebody took a coconut and like covered it in candle wax. Like, it's what the fuck.
Also, it's purple.
Also, it's kind of purple. There's some white and purple. Like, it's like, just be a fucking turnip. What is wrong with you?
Have you guys had rutabagas prepared really badly your entire life? Because they're actually
No, like a
really
raw
good.
rutabaga.
I like
No, I'm fine with rutabaga.
I was like, rutabagas are delicious. What are you going on about?
They're great. They're great. They're great. I don't have a problem with this.
Carl. That's the tagline of this episode. I love them.
It's like Brussels sprouts.
Oh my god.
Oh,
So yeah, probably just go back to the bookstore and start cooking, waiting for our friends to get home, or call us or contact us and tell us where they are or whatever.
can I get your, because I forgot again. Can I get your passives again? Your passive perceptions, both of you?
11.
11 and what was that? Try again.
1, 3.
Thank you. Okay. So I don't fucking forget them again.
So I like to put balsamic, pomegranate balsamic over my Brussels sprouts. It's very good.
Thank you for masking my totally clandestine dice roll with your recipe.
You're welcome.
Okay, so you head home. You have whatever the fuck these rutabagas are, Oliet. A little bit of a vibe, a little bit between the two of you as you're walking, whether or not that's good or bad or just kind of anxiety inducing.
Oh, I definitely hand the basket to Harlan to carry.
Oh, he definitely carries it, yeah.
My arm through his arm.
Aw, yay.
Oh, okay. And you head back to the shop with vegetables. And when you get inside, well, you unlock the door because Uncle Eb's asleep. You probably locked the shop up. Out to lunch. And by lunch, unconsciousness. It's nighttime though, isn't it? It's late.
It's
Or no, it's the next day.
Oh wait, no,
No, it's like midday at this point.
Yeah, I think like it came back around.
Yeah.
You're both exhausted because you really didn't sleep. And the shop is still closed. And you open it up, and there are a few more flumps meandering, not a few more, but several of the 7 meandering around the shop. You see one of them with a book, like it takes one off the like a table or a cart, and then is just like pushing it back onto the shelf, and then looks at another book and picks it up and seems to be looking intently.
I was like, Art, can I check and make sure they're getting shelved right? Because
Sure, go ahead and yeah, you go up and kind of glance at where did you put that? Oh, okay. So one author next to another by the same author. That's a good sign.
that's a start.
And so yeah, you have this you have a couple of flumps that seem to be shelving. Ebb is no longer sleeping on his chair. You hear some clinking in the kitchen.
Okay,
But the sign was still closed.
gotcha. Yeah, I'll probably just take the basket back from Harlan and walk in.
Okay. So you go into the kitchen, and Ebb is drinking tea. He's like stirring it. He's sitting at the table. Or no, he's not. He's not sitting. He's leaning against the counter, and just kind of blowing on the tea and sipping it. Welcome back.
Hello, Uncle.
Oh, you went. Thank you for going out.
Yeah, I mean, Harlan made a good point. There's a lot of us in the house right now, so the food's gonna go kind of quick. So I figured we,
Oh, that
make more.
that makes sense. Thank you. And he just kind of sips at the tea. He moves away from the counter. I'll get out of your way then. He kind of like gets away from the stove top and the counter space.
So I must say that I have to thank you for putting us up in your home.
Olia's just like,
It's been a delight to make your acquaintance, and like it's like he's like occasionally like looking at Oliet. It's like why. No, and it's been great being around all of this knowledge.
thank you, Harland. That is appreciated. It's been it has been good to have Alia back in the house, but it has been quite an experience to meet her new friends. You're all still very welcome to stay as long as you need.
In Infernal, I want to say, I don't think I'm the only one making new friends, Uncle. Are you ever going to tell me about that woman?
Woman. You mean... Oh, Miss
Your friend?
Delacroix. Miss Delacroix.
Sure.
She's a colleague. We were in the guild together, along with several other members of the bookseller industry. I don't know what you're asking, so I do not know how to respond.
Yes, I realize that. Uncle, do you fancy her?
You clearly see some gears turning. She's... I enjoy her company. She's very kind and very thoughtful. I sense as if I am being accused of something, and I do not know of what.
It's not an accusation. I just thought I'd ask.
Do you have some sort of concern about Miss Delacroix? Don't do that, Kyle. Please don't do that. Whatever you're doing, stop it. It's just not working. The miming doesn't work. Covering it with a microphone, it looks filthy. Stop doing it.
Chopping vegetables, come on.
Yeah, but I can't see that, and it looks filthy. So stop doing it.
It's different on our end.
It does. Whatever you think you're doing.
Veggies on our end, my friend.
It was not what you were doing.
Veggies. Getting the Brussels sprouts. What?
Go clean your Brussels sprouts somewhere else.
Oh god, and that's where we are in the delay. Oh. Anyway.
Oh my god.
Thank you, Carl. Hashtag after dark. Okay, sorry. Back to the soft awkward. Do you did she say something untoward toward you, or do you have some sort of reservation about friendship? I'm sorry that I never introduced you. You were always studying or out getting groceries and things. It just never really came up. I did speak of you often. She wanted to know about you and us.
Yes, Uncle, she wanted to know about me because she wanted to know about you.
I don't follow.
There's this bizarre thing that people do when they're interested in someone, wherein they don't always say what they mean. And I know that you always say what you mean, so I figured I would just ask. Uncle, her skirt was rather short. How is she going to bend over and pick up books in that thing? I mean, really.
I'm just hearing it in Elliot's actual voice and it's just killing me. She did the bend and snap, Uncle Eb. Like, oh my god.
Right. In common, yeah, but
I know. I'm just saying I'm hearing it in common.
amazing.
Jacqueline has been a very good one of my only friends. We get along very well, and I've known her for a very long time. She has expressed before romantic interest. She does speak her mind. I promise.
Yes, I'm sure.
Just well, I just never really felt like a good time.
I mean, I suppose this isn't a good time either, but there's only one person as opposed to 4 that can't understand what we're saying, so I figured we would just get right to it.
Yes. He's chewing on something.
You needn't look upset.
I'm not, upset is the wrong word for it. Apprehensive.
About me?
No. Well, about... It was never the right time. I was very clear with Jacqueline, and we have been very good friends since. It was you and I for a very long time, and I needed to take care of you, but you're back, and you're welcome to stay as long as you like. I do not want you to think that I'm not trying to get rid of you. I never meant to.
I know that. I know. I just... I...
If you are not comfortable with this, we needn't speak of it again.
I mean, I don't love it, but today has been a very bizarre day of... Oh, never mind. I acknowledge that it has been us for a very long time, but Uncle, I don't think that I can stay, at least not forever, not yet. And despite my reservations, I don't want you to be alone. But...
Does not appear I am alone. And he kind of glances out the door, and you see a flump fly. They'll go by the doorway.
Okay, not literally alone. I mean... Just...
I understand.
I just want you to have someone who deserves you, who understands you, someone who can love you correctly.
You think there is one correct way?
I think that there is certainly a trick to you, Uncle. And I say that with all the love in the world.
He puts his tea down and he steps up to you and puts his hands on your shoulders. I know you worry. And I appreciate the effort that you have invested in me for so long. much more than a young girl should have had to.
Perhaps, but now look at us, learning, well, not really learning, watching that tall fellow over there making that disgusting vegetable.
It's quite pungent.
I hate it already.
Then why are you letting him cook it?
I don't know.
He puts his hands on either side of your face and then he kisses your forehead. You're a smart girl. I'm sure you'll figure it out.
In common. Harlan, that smells disgusting. What are you doing?
No, it was a mistake. It was a terrible mistake that I have made. I apologize, but it will be edible at the very least.
Oh, okay.
You put salt and pepper on something, and it will disguise a number of things.
Got it. Got it. Got it. Great.
Your efforts are appreciated, Harlan. Thank
Well,
you.
You're welcome. And we could always just make vegetable soup.
We have a lot of bread. We'll make it work. And Uncle Eb just kind of rubs the back of your shoulder. Only it.
Oh my god. All of a sudden,
Tessa, you have no idea. This is perfect. Only yet, as Uncle Eb rubs the back of your shoulder, you glance at the window in the kitchen and you see a white and cream-colored tabaxi sticking their face in the window pane. Because I'm not even improvising. That was 100% what was going to happen, and I fucking love live streaming.
I'm so sorry.
Oh my
No,
God.
it was the best thing ever.
Off my fingers.
Cat face.
Yeah, you see a cat.
Somebody please clip
Face.
that for me. Just whoop. Button's like, what's going on? I gotta report back to Mom all the tea.
So, Oliette, you see a very familiar tabaxi sticking their face in the windowsill. And when you see them and they see you seeing them,
I'm gonna Misty step immediately outside behind
my
this
God.
child.
oh my God, okay, yeah. And you're in the alley behind the shop. And
Why?
it's the little boy.
Why?
Why? Why what? I was just trying to sell you rutabagas. Root burgers? What were they called?
Since when do rutabagas get like a home delivery service?
Good customer service means good tips.
Okay. I'm gonna give you one more chance to tell me why you're following us and what you're doing. I will. He's not with me this time. He's the nice one. You don't want to push your luck.
Mm-hmm. Give me an intimidation check.
Intimidation?
Mhm.
9.
Great.
She's not lying. Does that add to her bonus?
No, intimidation's not about lying. Intimidation's about being intimidating. And she's wearing a tutu, so she's not intimidating as she wants to be. But this is a very slight young man. And you hear behind you, you didn't turn us in. And you turn around, you see the other tabaxi. They are leaning against the wall, kind of picking at their claws. How come?
You really came all the way here to ask us that?
No. I'm curious, though.
Because, well, to be honest with you, I know exactly where they would have taken you. And it will break you. And
Studies you.
that guy in there, I mean, you can thank him.
You hear the little boy. Oh, we could thank him.
No, you don't. You don't.
Nicket says the other one, the one that you knocked unconscious. We're hungry.
Don't you sell rutabagas?
Not me. I don't know. I'm still pretty sure they're called root burgers, said the boy. The you want to get a read on this this person, young kid?
I do, because honestly, the longer I look at this kid, the more I think of Villain at this age.
Yeah. Go ahead and give me an insight check.
Ooh. That's pretty good. Insight. Dirty 20.
Okay. You see a lot of Elaine in this kid. Specifically, you see they are telling you the truth just to see what'll happen, but they do not expect anything from you. They expect to be disappointed. There's a bit of world weariness that a kid this young should not have on their face.
God damn it, Villain. All right. Well, I don't know you. And I think it's worth mentioning that the two most important people in the world to me are inside of this building. If anything funny happens, I will end you. And I know you don't believe me yet. Good.
Oh, I believe you.
What's your name? I'm going to point to the other one. Yes.
The boy. Toshi.
Okay. Come on.
And they're naked.
Come on.
Okay.
I'll just
Nicket
open the
kind
door
of
for you.
watches. Toshi goes in.
You need a gilded invitation? What are you waiting for?
And they get it. They go in. Pull their hood back. You see there's a little couple nicks in their ear. Looks like a bite mark. Their ears kind of twitch a little as they go inside.
Yeah,
New
just
friends.
some individuals who they work in the market. We met them earlier.
We sold the root burgers.
Yep, the root burgers. They did. Just I invited them to dinner. What?
What'd you say, Kyle?
They also sold pumpkins and a beet.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Well, you were using nonsense words. I didn't know what you wanted. I insist that does not make you illiterate to not know the word rutabaga. Nicket sort of They sit down at the table.
Harlan,
mhm.
can you? What is? I'm gonna really awkwardly hold up like the lemons and just be like, "How does this? Can we just? How do you make this lemonade, please?"
Yeah, sure, no problem. And what he is, so tell me, how is the kitchen set up? What is the
I'm
the room?
imagining it's a line of counter. It's like most of the kitchen is just on one wall.
Okay, this is a galley.
Like the ice box, the counters, the sink, the stove, everything is on one side of the wall, and then it's like kind of a long room, and there's a table, like the kitchen table that's basically a dining table too, and then there's like a couch against the other wall, which is where the stairs are. So it's just like a long. There's a window on the other, like one short wall is where you get into the bookshop, and the other short wall is where you get onto the alley.
Perfect. So Harlan's like, yeah, hold that thought, and he'll take the frying pan over to the window and just yeet, like all the rutabaga just out the window, and it's like set it in the sink, and like
As you do, you hear and there are a bunch of pigeons. They're not pigeons. They're four-legged. They're trash griffins.
oh no, you didn't.
Yep, I put them in. And they just have little beaks. They're just like, they go for the. One of them doesn't really want to go for the rutabaga. The other two are just like. Cities are gross, man.
Cities are gross.
even clockwork cities.
Trash griffins.
Yeah, just Google trash griffins, everybody. You'll see what they are.
Yeah, they're phenomenal.
They're magical.
It's great.
My favorite thing is fictional griffins made out of different birds, different like little birds.
So yeah, he, Eb, Mr. Eb,
Yes.
where's your pitcher and sugar? And wait, we just bought the sugar. So I just need a pitcher, and you got a wooden spoon?
He looks to Oliet.
Yes, we do. We do. It's over here.
Yes.
Use my shovel handle if need be, but I don't want to do that.
Please don't.
I don't know where that handle's been.
So Oliet shows you where all the things you need are.
Yeah,
Sorry,
just
that was bad. Anyway, continue.
muddle lemons with sugar, and then like
put a lot of tequila in it.
This
If you
is a
do
bummer.
that, you'll regain 5 of your attractive points back for Oliet.
They are kids though, so let's not. We're not endorsing.
Oh, you're getting for the kids. Okay, sorry.
Everybody's
I thought
lemonade.
you just wanted
I'll
something.
just put a little. You know what I mean? Like little
for you. Yeah, just a little bit. Just a little bit for you. That's fine.
I know where we keep the brandy.
That was the best noise. Anyway, yeah. So you make lemonade.
Harlan will just lean down to whichever one passed out.
Oh, that's Nick. Nick it.
Now
the non-binary one.
What's your favorite fruit?
It's a little weirded out that you're so close. Fruit. That's a bad sign.
Well,
all right,
that's a real bad sign.
Excellent. Dealer's choice. He's going to just touch the glass.
You know what? Take it how you want. Go ahead and take it how you want. Either fruit was the answer or fruit was a question.
I think it was a question.
It was a question.
That's how I interpreted it.
But it's fine. It's fine. It's fine.
I and Harlan took it as the answer, so that's how we're.
Perfect. It's great. It's so good. That's exactly what would happen. Oliet would go, "Oh God, they don't know what a fruit is." And second of all, and then Harlan's like, "Dealer's choice, great."
So he's gonna just touch the side of the glass and prestidigitate the flavor of raspberries into the lemonade, kind of turn it a red color. How about you, other one? What's your name? You just said your name, but I forgot.
This is
I was
Toshi.
busy. Toshi. Excellent.
He takes his hat off.
You look like
Does my favorite thing.
you look like a mint. You look like a mint.
Mint. You mean like
Just
where they
gonna
make money?
tap it, and like turn it a little
know,
mild
I
shade
know.
of green, and
I know that version of the word.
They are thieves.
Yes.
so there's a raspberry lemonade and a mint lemonade.
And they both kind of drag them closer. Toshi drinks first. Drinks again. Nick is kind of uncertain. Toshi reaches over and grabs theirs. Tries that one. They're both really good. And Nick takes both of them, and they just like take turns drinking out of both of them. They're muddling the flavor a little, but yeah,
Let's find something else
they
to
seem
make
like they're enjoying it.
aside from.
We should probably feed them.
Yeah.
Like not lemon and sugar.
They both kind of look up a little bit when you say we should feed them.
All right.
Toshi's definitely the more innocent of the two in terms of just how he reacts to things, and he seems maybe a little younger, just a little though, not by much. They both just might be really scrawny though.
Oh yeah, you wanna take the lead on this one? I'll just I'll chop
Okay.
what you need chopped.
Let's start with green beans and the potatoes. This is beef merlot. I'm gonna teach you. This is okay. Watch this, and I'm gonna just start.
Oh my god!
I don't think I've ever had an Elvish dish.
Oh, okay. Okay.
I mean, yes.
Nope.
Elvish is French.
Yes.
This is the case. This is the world. There are snooty Elvish restaurants.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
They eat snails. I mean, what are you gonna do? They live in the woods. Works. So yeah, you sorry, Mario, you're not there. Speaking of, so you show Harlan how to make one of the meals you've made for Uncle Eb dozens of times. Uncle Eb even chimes in a little bit, almost in a I remember some of the steps. He basically asked you to put him to work. Like, I can do something. And yeah, then the kids just kind of watch, drink their lemonade, kind of glance around. At some point, you see Nick reading something. You're like, where did you get a book? And there were books on the couch, and you didn't see them move at all. They were gone. Like, you turned your back for like 2 seconds. Just flipping through it. It's just basically just like a magazine. It's not a magazine, but it's
Literally
just
about to be like Uncle Eb's home for wayward, strange creatures.
Yep. That come in more than one.
All right. That is a
For pairs and
t-shirt that I have to make.
Just find
I was
Foster's
just
Home for
thinking
Imaginary Friends
that.
and just read. Yeah. It's just that's what I'm now imagining the house looks like. But straighter, because they wouldn't abide by that. They wouldn't be up to code for the Mechanist Authority if it was any at all angled. And yeah, so we'll skip ahead a little bit. Y'all kind of hunker down. So Beza and Paru, it becomes evident that your friends are not returning to Pimbles for the evening. Do you go back to the bookshop? Do you reach out to them and ask what's going on? Or do you make an assumption? Or do you go check in with them and make some sort of decision about what you're doing that night?
Paru's going to stay with Verlaine. Like, she wants to make sure that, I mean, if he's getting his hand fixed and his eye, she wants to make sure that she's there.
Pimble is willing to get Verlaine all squared away before you leave.
Okay.
Because that's probably for the best to have you all up to code.
Yeah.
I know that's the second time I've said that in like 5 seconds.
That's fine. It's fine.
Okay.
Whatever Beza
I
wants
think
to do is fine.
Beza would. If Verlaine's getting everything handled and is going to be outfitted before we leave, Beza would probably. Yeah, I mean, We should probably all be together just in case something happens, because we're stronger together.
Yeah, sure, no problem.
Okay. Weird much. It's not like we go to the bathroom together.
Well, I don't have to do that anyway, but that's not what I meant. You know what I meant. If something starts to happen, we're a lot stronger if we fight together than if we're all separated.
Yeah.
You don't know. It could be a flump apocalypse in that bookstore. We'd never have any idea.
That already happened this morning.
Yeah, it did.
They're
Pimple's
cute,
like,
though.
yeah, I mean, I've met a flump in my day. They're quite pleasant conversationalists as long as you get on the right topic.
These
They liked my
seem to be
outfit
very
that Elliot put in.
7.
Mm-hmm.
Has the place started to smell yet?
No.
Not that I know.
No? Well, that's lucky. Give it time.
They called themselves the Cloister.
Oh,
Cloister?
that's just what they call themselves, and like you know, a flamboyance of flamingos, a business of Feroche.
What's a flamingo?
It's fine. They're fictional. Don't worry about it. No, it's just what they call their herds. They come in cloisters.
Oh, it's like a clouder of cats.
Oh,
Yes.
I gotcha.
Or a circle of spores.
I'll be honest. The flamingos are fictional, so I tend to say a flamboyance of wizards. Anyway,
That works too.
that's enough charm from me for one day. Do you want me to check in with your friends?
That would be wonderful. Thank you.
Of course.
Thank you.
Who would be less upset by a sudden message in their brain?
Elliot.
Okay. Okay.
No, you know why? It's not because you're going to be less upset. It's because you're not
used
going
to
to
it.
think something random in the house is
You're
talking.
actually going to know what's happening.
Harlan's
Everyone
going
is
to suddenly get a message in his head and think the lemons are talking to him.
God. So yeah, you
Maybe not quite that bad, but
Tell us we're wrong, Harlan.
so
Tell us
yeah.
we're wrong.
Oh yeah, you hear a sultry, charming voice in your head.
At first, I think it's my own.
The baritone throws you though.
You don't know.
Oliette, darling. It's Pimble. We are setting up your friend Verlaine with a few prostheses, and your friends will be here until we're done. Probably tomorrow afternoon. If you'd like to stop by the tower, feel free. Probably more than 25 words, but he's special, so maybe he said more.
I'm just going to respond back. Open bar.
You get 5 words back. Who are you talking to?
Harlan, we have to go.
Right now. Fuck these kids. I'm glad you have kids now. Bye.
Here, I
no,
filled
no.
the hole in your life with more children. Goodbye. You don't need this woman anymore. Now you have more children to care for.
You don't need Jacqueline. Bye. Okay, so what do you actually do?
I will. I imagine we're kind of eating and chilling at this point. Maybe the meals are. I'm at this. I'm probably portioning out things now to put back in the freezer to start restocking. So, as I hear this, I'll wrap that up and turn back to those little tabaxi babies.
The children.
So, what's the plan now? Do I walk you home?
They both kind of glance at each other.
That's what I thought. It is.
You have more rooms upstairs. We could always hang out, says Nick. You also have windows.
Wow. Getting shaken down by 12. Okay.
They're like 14, but still, yeah.
I'm gonna in my head using the book to Harland.
Okay.
They want to stay the night. Do we leave them here?
Why don't we ask Pimble? It seems that
You're away from your mic, Kyle.
Why don't we ask Pimble? He seems the type that might take in a couple cats.
I don't think not
the
the
kids,
same.
they
No,
wanna
that's a different. So Pinball says that they're gonna give, I guess, Helene a new arm, maybe, and they said prosthetic, like they used the plural, so maybe I don't know yet, but they're gonna be at the tower till tomorrow, so I thought we would go over there, but I don't know about leaving these kids here. Do you think we can leave them here?
I mean, I wouldn't. Where are they gonna go?
They don't have anywhere to go, Harland.
Why don't we feel them out for tonight? Why don't we fill them out for tonight and then we'll take it a day at a time? So we know that they'll rob us blind if we turn our backs on them.
Uncle Eb's
They're
never.
teenagers. They're monsters.
Well, we could take them with us, I guess.
That was my original proposal, but I mean,
To the open bar.
Not here, then.
I just don't think Uncle Eb and 7 flumps are going to be a match for 2 sticky-fingered teenagers.
Oh my god.
I'm so delighted by the prospect of Pinball getting children to backseas for some reason. I don't know why, but it makes
I
me
can't
happy.
imagine why 2 kittens hanging out with Pimple would be funny.
Nope, not at all.
That's a reference to another campaign. Don't worry about it. Continue.
That idea. Which one of y'all is Dragon Lord?
One of them
Oh my god.
moves forward, a little green, curious. I am Dragon Lord. You hear in your head.
Just picturing the freaking Hanhar.
Oh yeah. Curious statement. I am.
It's curious. Dragon Lord, if you don't mind taking a walk with me, have you ever heard? And he's gonna like move the flump over the tabaxi, and just to see what color it turns.
Oh.
Nicely done.
It kind of flickers a little. Flickers a little green again. A little curious. Let me double check what the colors were. That's a good call though. Good job.
Blue is sad, pink is excited, green is curious, red is
Pink-
angry.
I think pink was amused.
Amused.
Flickers from green to pink when it's near Toshi. And then near Nick it goes curious again and then blue.
Damn it.
Okay, so there are guest rooms upstairs. Thank you, Dragon Lord. I appreciate it. We should have a conversation sometime. You seem like a decent sort.
Thank you. I am Dragon Lord.
Okay.
So you two, I'll give the decision to you. There are guest rooms here, but there's also a giant floating mansion in the sky that belongs to a gay wizard.
Mansion?
Gay wizard?
No. Nick goes mansion. Toshi goes gay? I'm confused. That's a weird specific, like that's really weird to emphasize that, but okay.
You'll understand when you meet him.
It's very apparent.
He's a beautiful, beautiful human being.
He really is. I'm so obsessed.
He's the best human wizard.
Or
So
the best Furbolg wizard, depending on your timeline.
depending on your reality. Yeah.
One's on Earth, one is sky,
Um,
you have a window to get out.
Toshi looks at Nick. Looks at Nickit. What do you think? What if you don't like it there?
Then you leave. You can do whatever you want.
And she looks at Ebb and the Flump, still blue, staring. We'll go with you.
Okay, great.
Again, similar vibe you got from Villain when Villain was being like looked at by a Flump. You might not want to be around these things.
Yeah. All right. Just in case we lose them, 2 of the meals I'm not gonna put in the freezer. I'm just gonna try to wrap them up somehow in there's a word for this, but like in a bandana, like parcel them up, and I'm gonna
A bindle?
Yeah, bindle. Thank
Kyle
you.
and I both know that word.
Bindle, thank you. And give it to Toast.
Is it red with white polka dots?
Sure.
and
Yeah, of
a
course.
Stick?
Of course.
Great. Perfect.
I'll give it to
It's one
Toast.
of Uncle Eb's pocket squares.
Oh, he's not gonna. I'm glad he's.
No, but it's an old one. It has a hole in it. It's fine.
Chief. It's not the one from the back left pocket, the one from the back right.
Oh, that's fine. But yeah, just in case we lose track of them or something wild happens, they at least have one more.
Yeah.
Square meal.
So yeah, you pack them up and you head out. It's early evening, just past what would have been supper time, and Uncle Eb, is everything all right? You're leaving in a hurry.
Oh, I just want to check on our friends. I think they're fine. It's just, big city, and
they're your friends.
yeah, I thought I would go make sure they're all right, but I'll check in with you as soon as I can. I'll be back soon.
He gives a little smile. All right. Just be safe. That's all.
Okay.
Don't you worry none. She will take care of me like nobody's business. Harm will befall me while she is here.
I do not doubt that, Harland.
Okay. I'll pack everything up. How is it evening? Like people, like stores are shutting down, or is it early enough that I think a carpenter might still be open?
You might be able to catch a shop just before it closes if you need to like get in an order or request or something.
Yeah, I want to ask Harland very kindly if he'd be willing to carry that giant shield for me. Because I want to try to catch a carpenter.
Oh yeah, sure. Sure.
Yeah, I can do that.
Yeah, I think this is going to be useful. I mean, I obviously I look amazing, but not super well put. It's super easy to hit me, so I just want to, try something new here, like not getting hit.
I'd rather you not get hit too. I don't like getting hit. It's happened a bunch.
Yeah. We gotta hurry though, or we're not gonna catch them.
Right.
Okay. So yeah, you hurry with the kids. We'll call them the twins because they're twins. They look very similar. They have just only like a little bit of coloration difference between the two of them. And you find your way over to a shop. Let me get the shop names because I totally have shop names. You find yourselves at a carpenter shop called the Chatty Axe.
Nice.
And you take this gigantic fuck all shield over, and there's a bunch of weaponry and such on the walls. You kind of glance around. You don't see the proprietor, but you do see what appears to be a like a bell, like a ding 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 kind of kind of bell.
Hello?
You ding it, and nothing like happens when you ding it except you hear a boom on the in the back room. And you hear this sort of like almost a hiss of an exhale of steam. And a moment or two passes, you hear some kind of noises like clanging and stuff as someone might be putting something down. And then the door swings open and you see a hobgoblin, a tall, almost like lion looking face with big long elven ears, like big honking sideburns. His skin is a very saturated red. And he's got a little braids on his sideburns and his beard. Can I help you?
Actually, yes. I need this. And I'm gonna gesture to this giant like wooden mask. I need this turned into a shield that I can carry. So you can obviously cut most of it off, but I need, about yay or so, and
For
can you just
you.
make for me.
Just looking for sizing.
Yeah, like, normal size. Like
Kind of steps up to you. He's tall. He's on the taller side. Do you need it? What sort of? Well, first, when do you need it by? Time is money.
Yes. How a day or two, maybe?
That would be like a sort of a rush order.
Yeah.
All right, second question. What sort of shield would you need? There are different sizes that serve different purposes.
The kind that makes me not get hit by stuff?
How do you want that to happen? You could have something that is tall, pointed. You could put it in the ground. It would be standing cover. Be a little more heavy to carry, but you wouldn't have to have it strapped to you. You could have something smaller that won't offer as much cover, but you could move better with it.
Probably that one. We
All right.
don't stay in one place for super long.
All right. Are you looking for like a dueling shield, or are you looking for something more for protecting you from arrows and distance stuff?
Is there a difference?
A dueling shield would be much smaller. Almost like a dinner plate. Just to
No, let's go.
Thing.
What's the difference, right? So not a thing, but like not a thing. So maybe like a thing.
He kind of smirks a little bit. A thing.
Yeah. Could really this is the most important part, and I want to point to the words that are
Sure.
like
They etched
out. And
yes.
Can you make sure that this stays
On the shield?
Yeah, can you kind of cut around this and make sure it's still on there?
I could. The the face might be slightly off-centered, but I could and he kind of grabs a book, like a notepad off the counter and puts it between you two at the counter. And he sketches out a little bit, and you see basically like what looks almost like a little wide crescent moon. And so half the face is intact. Because to get the page, like to get the section you want, it would like to have a full shield, he'd basically have to shift it. So he just basically like added a little bit of a cut in a spot so that it would be aesthetically nice while also keeping the face and the piece you want.
I have a moon shield. Oh my god, I'm a magical girl. Just wait.
This would this work?
Yes. No, this is great. I'm just now internally realizing I forgot to ask Uncle Eb for money. So, can I come back tomorrow, and can I leave it with you tonight and then come and drop the money off tomorrow?
Yes, that would be fine.
Okay. How much money is it? Is there like a first-time customer deal or like a locals discount?
What about a
or...
first-time Shield users deal?
Yeah. Is that a thing? Is that really a thing? Oh, okay.
He's got kind of like this. He's got this kind of like gruff but amused vibe to him. God, I'm already attracted to this man. Anyway, it's a problem. It's a problem. I keep doing this to myself. He
We need a name for the gentleman as well.
well, no one asked his name. As I'm searching
Chat
for a name.
Chat has definitely asked his name.
Oren.
Of course.
Orenn. And he kind of give me a persuasion check.
Okay.
It's like I don't know how to money. Can I
truly
get,
don't though because I
me something.
Help me.
Yeah.
What did you say? Persuasion?
Yeah, give me a persuasion check.
Okay, 11.
11. Okay. He rolled an 11 too. It's fine. He rattles off a number that I'll give you a real world equivalent. It's like buying a guitar, like a mid-range guitar. So whatever the equivalent of like $300-400 would be for Rush. I mean, I know some people use different kind of money. I usually just go with $1 gold is $1 in US dollars because it's just easier to think that way. So yeah, 300-400 gold.
Oh, yes.
For the Rush.
Oh, that's fair. I'll definitely have 300 or 400 gold by tomorrow. It'll be fine.
Oh yeah, don't forget we have a party fund.
That's true. Also, Nicket's like, I could get you 2 in like 10 minutes.
No, stop
it. you also
I
know
gave you thieves. You have child thieves now. You have a fucking artful dodger now, and you don't even want to use them.
Yeah. You also know that Beza still has like some horns and talons and whatever left over too.
Okay.
That he might want for stuff.
We essentially have 501 gold in our party fund.
Oh, I forgot about the bicycle.
Yeah, that bicycle, you fucking monsters. Yeah. That's great.
Okay, yeah, that's definitely fair and attainable, and that's not at all a problem.
Great. I'll put it on the priority list, and you'll have something. Well, I don't do anything by half measures. You'll have a good shield.
Thank you. What was your name? I'm so sorry.
Oren.
Oren. Do you know the bookshop just up the way a little bit? Abzic's place?
Oh. As a neighbor, sure. I haven't really spent much time there.
Oh. That's where I live, so I'm Oliet.
Ah, well. Hello, neighbor.
Hello. We do have to run, but I'll be back tomorrow.
Very well.
Okay.
You caught me just before we closed, so you both have a good evening. Well, you 4 have a good evening.
Yep.
Are those torches there? Did you carve torches?
The wall sconces?
Oh. Are those for sale? Oh yeah, I'll catch up with you. I'll catch up with you. I'm gonna be a minute.
You're not gonna go anywhere. How much do you want for them? You just it's fine. What do you want? You just want to buy them off him?
It's like Harlan's gonna be like, no, go ahead. It's fine. I'll catch up.
Okay. We'll be out that way.
You hear a slap. You hear a little slap, and you look around. And you see Toshi smack Nicket's hand. as Nickit was like going through a pile of stuff. We already got in trouble. Stop it.
Outside. Outside.
Toshi drags Nickit out. I'm older
Okay.
than you by like 2 minutes.
I'm not going to go far. I'm just going to go like a little bit up the block and just wait for Harlan outside.
He's only going to be about like 2 minutes.
Okay. So,
He
the wall
wanted
sconces.
to out with them for a good price. It was they were high quality wall sconces, and I realized I don't have a wall to put them on.
So yeah, a few moments pass and he comes back and fucking doofus.
You good?
I'm good. I'm fine.
You just
Where's this
buying?
wizard's place?
Yeah. Actually, we should get off the street. It's getting late.
Sorry about that.
No, it's fine. Would I remember where we need to go, or?
Yeah, there was a door. Well, you'd have to go back to basically. Yeah, you'd have to go back to where the speakeasy was, and then it was a couple blocks from there, that entrance.
Okay.
So yeah, you make your way back. It takes a little while. The twins are just like, where are you going? And eventually they you end up in this alley. We've gone to like a 4th location at this point with you. We're not supposed to talk to strangers. Nickit's being an ass. And they see the door, and you go through. And when you go through, you feel that little slight sensation of like falling, almost like the door is a little like the step is like there is a step, but it feels like there is a step getting out of the door, but there isn't. It's that little like, oh, like you missed a stair. And when you step in, you're in the workshop, in Pimble's workshop. And you are you see Paro and Beza kind of sitting around. They look like they're bored. And Verlaine is in a chair, and Pimble is using horrifying calipers to make measurements. Just lots of like pointy things moving around his face. And there's like fresh bandages around Verlaine's arm. They might have already done that.
Huh. I'll
Hi.
approach. Hi. Oh,
You see these two tabaxi kids.
So
New friends.
Who are these two?
I'm Toshi.
Hi, Toshi. I'm Paru.
I'm Beza.
This is Nickit,
Hi, Nickit.
my sibling.
Yeah, we ran into them in the market, and
Technically, I ran into you.
that's right. That was right before you tripped and fell.
Hmm?
Yeah.
Paru's bullshit meter goes beep, beep, beep.
the tense mutual lying that is clearly happening right here, with a tone of "Don't be a smartass. I saved you from reacclimation."
I
You
feel
know,
like
my
even
mom
Beza could pick
all
up on
passes
this.
this little tone of sarcasm.
I would very much hate for you to fall again, so just be careful.
Thank you for being so concerned.
Mr. Pimble, so can I show them the balcony?
Of course, I can't be responsible if any children fall off, though. There are no safety railings. Thank you.
I'll make sure that they're fine. It's okay.
Yeah.
Harlan's gonna take them out on the balcony. And
Definitely don't jump.
go ahead.
Why would I do that? Toshi asks.
It's a long story.
I want to
Probably
approach.
not that long, depending on how tall the tower is.
Oh my god.
She is fucking Villain. God damn.
Like, he's essentially broken already.
Villain's like, I don't like this dark mirror.
Oh, believe me, buddy, believe me. But I do want to get closer.
God, I realized I just made another non-binary thief. Oh, no one's complaining, but God. Anyway.
Yeah, I want to get a little closer and see what Pinball is doing exactly to Villain's face.
Ooh, yeah, okay. I'll keep it vague for those of you at home that don't want to know about this. But yeah, you watch. I'm not gonna get that descriptive, Kyle, I promise. You get a little closer as he is literally making measurements, and trying to figure out a sort of prosthetic eye sizing. But he's also doing something else. You notice that what he's doing, he's adding there's what you think at first is like almost face paint, like right down his eye and a little forked underneath the eyelid. It just looks like maybe almost like chalk. It doesn't look permanent, just like a marking. And Villain's just kind of sitting there trying to not think about the fact that there's a guy with pointy things at his face. Having fun? He asks you.
Not as much as you.
Oh yeah, it's just a regular Saturday night for me. Faebles like, stop talking.
He keeps telling you the longer you make movements with your face and the more you talk, the longer you're gonna have to sit there.
Yeah. You can talk if you want. Kind of smirks. Sure, you can talk. And he keeps making measurements. So like right now the calipers are like right here, and then they end up like right here, and then they actually are, doing their thing. You hear, go ahead and talk.
No, go ahead.
You hear in your head, we do have a cheat for this.
Yes, I realize that. I'll respond in kind. Did that hurt? I'll just kind of like look down at his arm.
You're
yes. Yeah, in here.
Okay.
I forgot this is our signal.
It's fine. Do whatever you need to. Whatever just indicates you're not speaking out loud is fine with me. You could even just say, she says in her head. Not at the moment. I was sort of unconscious. After, yeah. Kind of woke me up. Fuck, if that's not fucking subtext.
I didn't say it.
Yeah.
These kids that we found.
Yeah, you picked up a couple more strays. You're a magnet for them.
No, it is not. I don't. This.
That was some self-deprecation. You don't have to freak out.
Oh.
So what's their deal?
You're not a stray, right? You realize you have a home. You don't get to make those jokes anymore. Anyway, I need your help keeping an eye on these little...
You want me in charge of children?
Not in charge of, just please make sure that they don't get themselves or us into any further trouble. I feel like you might be particularly well-equipped.
Well, I have to go get the duct tape to actually be well-equipped here.
I don't know what that means, but
I'll show you.
I'm going to say no.
Oh, no fun.
Yeah.
The duct tape's pretty cool, actually.
Like, seriously.
There is a moment of Verlaine kind of his eyes widen a little bit. You get the sense of, oh, he forgot that this was an open channel.
Grin on.
And then he kind of settles a little bit and goes back to his kind of sardonic expression.
That's it. I'm gonna look for the bar.
Where
do you keep the staff?
What was that?
Pinville, where do you keep the stash?
Which one? That's a big question.
Oh my god, of course there's options, you magnificent creature, you.
Oh, you mean the alcohol. It's
what?
I don't judge.
It gets wild in the Feywild, baby. I'm open.
Your
wow.
best friend creates
Quote,
mushroom s'mores. I mean,
quote number 3 for the evening from Elliot.
What was it? I missed it.
I don't remember. Things get wild in the Feywild. I'm open.
Alright.
I forgot the second one. But so Pimble looks to the side and goes, so there's 2 cabinets over there. If something starts staring back at you, that's the wrong one.
Noted.
Okay. Would you mind making me something for after? Obviously, I won't drink on the job.
Obviously.
Here, Verlaine go. Thank you. And so yeah, so you walk over. Odds or evens?
Oh, what? Evens.
You open the left cabinet, and a jar is sitting. There's a bunch of jars, and you're like, "Oh, I got it. Okay, I got the right one." And then spinning in the jars, you see a bunch of eyes just stare back at you, and you go, "Wrong cabinet." Go to the next one over, and old friends. No, there's actual like what look like bottles, very pretty, very expensive, very niche bottles of alcohol. God, if he wasn't so incredibly gay. Platonic life partners, maybe?
We can still make this work. This can just be a cooperative, like a collab. And then we're free to do. I have a whole plan, so don't worry, Pimble. We can make this work.
We'll co-parent these cats you brought home.
Exactly. Yeah, I'm just gonna make something. I'm gonna very conscientiously try to make, but I want to make enough for everybody that might want some.
Okay.
So I'll just fucking around in the bar, probably.
There's lemonade.
There's
lemon cello.
Buttons back from the alcohol because, of course, the cabinet opened and, like most small creatures, ooh, go inside the cabinet. No button, you can't drink alcohol.
Oh, no button. All right, yeah. So so as you're all hanging out a little bit, Pimble continues the measurements, and eventually he wraps up. He kind of Verlaine still has the markings on their face, and he kind of puts the eye patch back on. You get the sense that that's going to be part of the thing, so just keep the lines on so that he has something to trace. So what do we do? Oh, well, you and he sits down in front of Verlaine, like in a stool. He pulls a stool over. So what do you actually want? Do you want you just want to see out of it? You want something a little more fun? And Verlaine's like, what do you mean fun? Well, some people get a little squeamish about having something magic inside their head. Or, in your case, your face. And he actually, Verlaine genuinely is a little, he looks a little apprehensive. What kind of stuff, though, are we talking? Well, there's always the good old-fashioned seeing through things. That's always fun. Okay. There's also seeing into people, not through them. That's not what I meant. Okay. What do you want? That question keeps tripping them up. How much is it going to cost me? You're smart. It's a good question. Well, we're calling this part of the payment for helping with my research. So ideally, this is a drop in the bucket compared to what I'm getting out of the deal. You can think on it if you want for a bit. Okay. As for the arm, we're just gonna... I think I have a thought. Give you something sturdy, full range of motion, removable. You'll probably want removable. Why? Oh, well, some people get it. It gets a little irritating, so you might want to not wear it all the time. Okay. And Pimble continues to talk him through a couple of different just logistic details. The basics are you get the sense that both the eye and the arm might be things that, because they're magic, some people don't really... It's almost like being... It's not quite this, but it's almost equivalent to like being allergic to certain metals. Like some people just don't... It doesn't feel good to have magic attached to you all the time. And so, especially if it's something that is actively like operating as a prosthetic, you might just need to take a break every so often. It's like, use it when you need it. Don't feel like you always have to have it. It's something to help you. It's not meant to be, doesn't fix everything. It just helps you when you need it. Because there's nothing like wrong with what you're at right now. He tries to tell Willing. Sure. Okay. And Pimble's like, well, you all... Well, actually, you know what? I'll take that drink now. And he takes you all out on the balcony. You all kind of sit for a while. The chronogram is kind of pretty at night. You saw it before, but you got that, like, everything's lit up in a very orderly way. It's kind of like a little pattern. And Toshi and Nickit are just... You watch as their eyes went from slits to just real big. Partly because it's dark, but also they are very high up. Higher than anyone they know has been.
You guys okay?
Toshi kind of like glances. What?
You okay?
Yeah. Yeah, it's wow.
It's pretty, huh?
Nickit is not as enthusiastic as Toshi is, but still very intently staring out. Yeah. It's weird seeing from up here. It's
That's what I said.
And she looks out, or yeah,
What's your favorite color?
they green.
Proud smiles and just opens up a hand, and the little tiny phosphorescent green spores just kind of go up into the air to just give like little lit ambiance to the dark.
Their eyes kind of dart around a little bit. like laser pointer.
Trying so hard not to be impressed.
And Nickit turns back to the railing. Looks like they're staring out past the city. A view that they very likely have never had before. Pimble finishes his drink and heads back into the workshop, and you start hearing lots of noises. Lots of working, very similar to the level of noise that was being made in the carpentry shop.
This balcony, is it like a small
It's
balcony
like
or is it
half
like
the
a
tower.
like a
It's a
Okay.
big, like, we're talking maybe half of the Aladdin balcony. Like big marble, half the
Okay.
tower around. And there's like a railing that goes mostly around the tower.
Okay. I might just sit on the railing.
Sure.
She's the only one of us that can fly easily.
That's true. No one really has to. I was gonna make you roll for a month, but even if you fell, who cares? You're fine.
It's kind of crazy to think that pretty soon we're going to be going out there, huh?
Won't be the weirdest place we've been.
That's true. That's very true.
Sorry, Harlan, what did you say?
I say it's the first time ever, I think, for any of us. Past the wall.
Yeah.
We made it through stranger stuff.
And quite frankly, I couldn't think of better people to go with. Mostly because you're most of the people I know.
It's very astute, Harlan.
At least you're honest.
I've been told recently that I need to stop just shy of that.
Why?
Because it's smart.
Did you use another weird
Believe-
metaphor?
Did you tell about the sprouts? He looks at Harlan, or he looks at Oliet.
What?
Did you tell about the Brussels sprouts?
No, we're not, Harlan. We're not telling anybody about that right now.
About the Brussels sprouts. No one knows about the Brussels sprouts, Harlan.
And I just
Oh, there was no metaphor about Brussels sprouts at all today. Or rutabagas, for that matter.
So,
What's a rutabaga?
a mess.
Terrible.
Root burger.
root burger.
No one has corrected him. Just putting that out there.
A rutabaga?
It's a long story. It's I'll fill you in later.
All right.
So, what brings you two all the way up here?
It was that or hang out with the flumps.
Oh, well, I mean, they're not so bad.
And Nick's like, "Huh, just let them talk to you for a while.
Yes.
Valin's like, yeah, I gotcha. They're both leaning against it's weird. They're both leaning against
Annie.
they're just like, they both have very similar slouches.
Valine 2.0.
So are I don't want to make assumptions, or are we good to hang out for like one more day or two? I have to see about a loan.
What do you need a loan for?
Turns out, wildly enough, when you're not working directly for a queen, people don't just give you stuff. You have to have money to get things, which is ridiculous.
It's so weird how that works.
Ridiculous. But try to, I don't know.
Well, I mean,
Faro just kind of grins at Oliet. Oh, you mean people don't just give you things because you're pretty? That's so weird.
I mean, normally, right? Oh, that's not funny. That's not funny. Okay.
It's kind of funny.
Anyway,
Do I still look older, or did that fade? Is that
Yeah.
permanent, or?
Oh, I'm
I
sorry.
wasn't
You
sure.
look 20 years older now.
Oh God, is it continuing?
I forgot. It's dark. It was hard to notice.
Oh God, it's continuing.
Yeah, you just weren't in scenes. I forgot. Every scene you're aging.
Oh shit.
Yeah, 10 years every scene because you rolled a 10. So yeah, Paru, you like you step into the light for a second.
Paru is
And
her,
Valaine's
her
like-
mother.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
But
Wait a minute.
They hit you like a brick, short stack.
what do you?
I
think,
have
I think-
cream if you want, like a.
No, I think we got another tummy ache.
How's that possible if Harlan wasn't?
I don't know that it comes from Harlan. I think it comes from spending so long
don't
with
think it-
Queens.
I don't think it comes from just Harland.
Wait a minute. So all of us can make the weird shit happen?
I think so.
I mean, it wouldn't surprise me.
I've had a couple of weird things happen when I wasn't around you. But obviously there could be extenuating circumstances with that. I don't want to make assumptions. Harlan, you feel what can only be described as Schadenfreude. It's not
Oh.
just you.
It's not just me.
Oh my god.
God.
Oh, Laura, it's okay. Haru is not actually a goblin, so she's totally fine.
That's true.
If I
Costa
were,
lived for 150 years. She's fine.
So we
She
have to
just-
end before 15 more scenes or 13
She
more
just-
scenes.
She's just goblin dust. It's like,
Oh,
no,
wow.
it's like
It's just
Last
Endgame.
Crusade, just
No, I was gonna say it's-
wow.
Man, I don't
I
like
feel so
it.
Mr. Pendle.
Anyway, so everyone gets a little freaked out.
It's fine.
I mean, it might
know, it
go away
tends-
after a while. Most of the stuff we've run
Yeah.
into has.
You know what? Let's deal with it if we have to. Let's.
Maybe if you just go to sleep, right? Like that's how.
As I said, let's just not talk about it, and maybe it'll go away.
I already told you that's not a good way of handling things. Not talking.
It's not
about
the
it,
it's not the
make
worst
them
way of
go away.
handling things. To be fair, it's not the worst way to handle things.
It's
Oh,
not
yeah.
the best either.
Elaine and Oliette, great personal therapists. Like,
My darling,
just suppress.
I adore you from the bottom of my heart. But if you try to stuff any more emotional bullshit behind your weave, it's going to explode.
You're talking to me or Verlaine?
You, darling.
Okay. I was Chris asking. I was like, what? I don't know what you mean. I'm just gonna take a long sip of my martini. Because of course.
Of course.
So, what was the thing about Brussels sprouts again?
And
I was-
that's where we'll end the scene. That's where we'll end the session. Honestly, that's good. That's a good spot right there. Thank you, Heather. So, okay, there we go. Pimble works the rest of the night on some accessories for Verlaine, which we'll talk about next week because I sort of have an idea of what we're doing, but I'm debating right now. And next week, you'll head out in an attempt to get out of the chronogram.
Amazing.
One thing I'll leave us with as a bit of a teaser. We'll skip over all the stuff with the prosthesis and stuff until next week. But Pinball says, all right, so when you leave, well, first, we're going to need to get something. Before you all can leave, you're going to have to steal a map. And Nick, it's like, ooh. And that's where we'll end.
I love Nickit.
Thank you for Nickit, Mouse. Thank you so much. Nickit was our donated NPC.
I love them.
Very nice.
As just a quick teaser, Nickit or Nick, they, them, young cream and white tabaxi with very sticky paws, tan traveling clothes with dark brown cloak, very charismatic and willing to extend a quote helpful paw. I took some liberties. I kind of split that into two.
Love it.
But yeah, so you got the twins, Nickit and Toshi.
I also love Toshi.
All right. They're so good. And that is where we'll end chapter 20, which once again, I name episodes too early and escape plan would be next week. But it's fine.
We could do escape plan B next week.
Yes, escape plan B.
Oh my god.
And that's where we will pause. You guys are amazing. I've missed you guys all week.
Did you see that?
Thank you so much to our viewers, to those of you who cheered and subscribed and followed tonight. We love every one of you for hanging out with us as we tell our story. Next week we will be the B stands for Brussels sprouts. Thank you, Laura. You guys have a ship name and it makes no sense out of context.
Love it.
It's really good now. I'm 100% down for Brussels sprouts being the name. But next week we will have chapter 21, Escape Plan B. Oh, thank you, One Bob Evil.
Thank you.
We're really glad that you enjoyed the show that much. You can find us here on VOD if you want to rewatch the session. If you like what you watched tonight, you could also become our network patron. We have a patreon.com/nerdsmith if you want. We're going to be doing some the map that I showed tonight. There's going to be a 4K version, a high def version. I made the maps using Incarnate. And one of the maps that will be released this month will be the map they're stealing next week.
Oh my, we've got a new subscriber.
Aw, thank you, Just Pearl. Thank you. You guys are awesome. Yay.
Awesome.
All right, so we will be here next week. Tomorrow, though, I run Discover RPG, which is an hour-long stream at 9 o'clock Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific. And it's really weird hearing myself sing like a Disney princess every few seconds. But so Discover RPG tomorrow night, and then we're here next week, same time, 7 p.m. Pacific, 10 p.m. Eastern, for our little D&D game. And thank you so much for everyone who contributed to the chaos, specifically Mouse and Alora for your Wheel of Causality and your NPC creation. We are
just
just
to emphasize
absolutely...
my own crow's feet next week with my makeup, and so I have a little more pars.
No, the aging only lasted for the session.
Okay.
So if it had happened right at the beginning, you might have aged a couple more decades. But it reverses when you go to sleep. You wake up and it's fine. Just in case anyone was worried. All right, that's all I got for you. Y'all are really kick ass, and I'm very much looking forward to next week. Poor Verlaine getting some maybe some fun little doodads, and accidentally becoming a sort of pseudo doodad.
These yo kids.
Bye. And yeah, thank you so much to our sponsors, Eldritch Foundry, World Anvil, and Die Hard Dice. Stick with us on Twitter if you want to find out more about how to help us solve the giveaway challenge for the copper purple alloy dice from Die Hard. You can also order them now if you want them now and you can't wait, and you can get 10% off your order with the code Nerdsmith-MAR, as in March. And yeah, that's all I got. You guys are amazing. Check out the chat. You can find out how to find our players if you want to find out more about them, or you want to follow them for their fun stuff on Twitter. And yeah, we will see you next week. Lovelies, please have a safe week. Make good choices. Be smart, be safe. And above all, please do me a favor and be good to each other. And to be continued.